Bring it. I'll be turning my mic down until we're good. The path to the the PIAA state championship runs through Crescent, as today it is the Quad A quarterfinal. And Bellefonte. Welcome to our ITT pregame show. World-class rehabilitation care here at home with 3 locations, Shelley Drive in Indiana at the Human Motion Institute on the main campus of IRMC and in Blairsville at IRMC at Chestnut Ridge. Learn more at indianatotaltherapy.com. Alongside my broadcast partner, Pat Dougherty, my name is Jake Slebodnick, folks, welcoming you into the S&T Bank broadcast booth for today's game here on Classic Hits, WDAD 100.3 FM, AM 1450, and live streaming at Renda Digital TV. We want to thank our friends at the Bowser-Minich Funeral Home in Indiana for allowing this live stream on Renda Digital TV possible. Pat, it's been a wonderful season for Indiana. They've had their ups, they've had their downs, but no matter what way you look at it, they're moving on to the next round of the PIAA playoffs, and they look to get another win here today.
Yeah, they're one of 8 teams playing, as we said on Monday. There were 16. Why not Indiana? Now it's 8. Again, why not Indiana? On Monday it was a pitcher's duel. A 2-1 game that Indiana was able to prevail. Couple timely hits, good pitching. They need to rest. That same recipe has to work today, because as you get deeper in the playoffs, the pitching gets better.
As you said, the pitching does get better, but so does the hitting as well. Bellefonte comes into this game with some of the best hitters in the state, including Trevor Johnson, who's hitting .545 this year, reaching base just under 67% of the time. They have 2 other hitters hitting above 400, several above 300. Pat, if you're Indiana, how do you tackle a high-hitting team like this?
Hey, look, you got to play great defense. You got to keep the ball in the ballpark, throw strikes, get ahead early, have pitchers counts. They are a good hitting team. They're going to get their hits, but you hope to scatter them. You can't let them get hits in bunches. That's when you get in trouble.
Well, we'll talk about Indiana and their success, and we'll talk about some keys to the game for them as our Indiana Total Therapy pregame show continues on an IRMC High School baseball afternoon coverage of the PIAA Quad A baseball playoffs on WDAD 100.3 FM, AM 1450, and online at Renda Digital TV. John.
Athletic contests involve strength, determination, and perseverance. The team at Bowser-Minich Funeral Home in Indiana is proud to be the presenting sponsor of all the Lil Indians video broadcasts.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights, we switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Bill Thompson right here in Indiana can switch you over so you can start saving today. Bill and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Bill Thompson State Farm Insurance, it's easy to switch and save. Just give Bill Thompson a call. When you want the real deal like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Thomas R. Harley Architects and the team at Upstreet Architects are very proud to be sponsors of today's state playoff matchup. Best of luck to all the student athletes competing. Thomas R. Harley and Upstreet Architects are full-service firms providing architectural, planning, landscape architecture, interior design, and project management services from 2 studio locations, one in downtown Indiana and another in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. You can find them online at upstreetarchitects.com and trharchitects.com. Play hard, play fair, give it your all.
Athletic contests involve strength, determination, and perseverance. The team at Bowser-Minich Funeral Home in Indiana is proud to be the presenting sponsor of all the Lil Indians video broadcasts this year. A great game plan involves advanced planning and preparation for the unknown. Anyone can create a plan at any stage in their life. For help with your family's advanced planning, reach out to Bowser-Minich Funeral Home in Indiana and at Bowser-Minich.com. Bowser-Minich Funeral Home, celebrating each life as uniquely as...
At IRMC, we have all of the necessary pieces in place to perform complex operations.
Welcome you back to Mount Aloysius College coverage of the PIAA Quad A quarterfinals. Indiana and Bellefonte set to go at it at the bottom of the hour, Pat. Indiana, we talked about it, a lot of ups and downs this season. They've had some emotional turmoil, and they've also had some physical challenges to overcome, but they're a strong unit. They're going to go with the plan that worked last game, and that's using an opener in Garrison Dougherty. And we saw a lot of it last game. He got ahead of hitters, fell behind in some at-bats, but for the most part, he was able to stay efficient.
Yeah, as with any pitcher, you want to get that first pitch over, then you have your whole arsenal available. He's going to try to work his slider. If he can get the slider in for strikes, that makes his fastball so much more effective. But the key is not giving up the free passes. And I think, we call him an opener, but I think he's going to be a true starter today. They're going to try to get a little bit more length out of him and then come in with Ryan Okapal or Connor Giese or whoever they need, depending on the circumstance.
Folks, remember last time in the first round matchup, it was Dougherty that opened the game with 2 hitless innings. He was then relieved by Gavin Homer, who carried the team 4 2/3 innings. Then in the 7th inning, Coach Bill Thompson came out, used a couple too many mound visits, had to pull Homer, and then instead went with Goose, Connor Giese. He came in for the 1-out save, and it worked to a charm. Not too sure if that's going to be the formula today, as Pat alluded to. But one thing's for sure, Indiana's going to need some offensive help from up and down this lineup.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they need to get Ben Ryan going. Their number 4 man. Budash has been hitting well. Homer's been hitting well. Dougherty's been hitting well. They got to get a little more production from the bottom of their lineup. Tortorella had a big single the last game. He looks like his bat's coming alive. I was at practice yesterday, saw their batting practice, and he was stroking the ball, so hopefully he still is seeing the ball well, and that bottom of that order can flip it over. Indiana's due to bust out, and hopefully today's the day.
Well, one thing we know certain is that Bill Thompson knows that the Bellefonte Raiders are an excellent challenge for his team to get to the next round of the PIAA playoffs. And if you've heard throughout your radio stations throughout the day, he knows they can hit. He knows they can pitch. They're going to send out their ace today. We'll talk more about that as first pitch nears. But he knows he's pretty confident in his team, and Pat had the opportunity to speak with him yesterday. We will see and listen to that interview next as our Indiana Total Therapy pregame show continues from the S&T Bank broadcast booth. Indiana Bellefonte, the PIAA quarterfinals coming your way next. And also, Pat's interview with Bill Thompson, head coach of the Indiana Indians, next on WDAD and Renda Digital TV.
Indiana's premier fitness facility, Sobek Fitness, is excited to be a sponsor of Lil Indians Athletics and this exciting matchup. Sobek Fitness is Indiana's only open-floor gym. One step inside and you will realize this is no ordinary gym. Sobek has the largest selection of equipment to choose from, including plate-loaded machines and plate select machines. Whether you are a seasoned veteran or new to a gym, Sobek has the equipment for your needs. Call Sobek Fitness to join, 724-801-8170, or check them out online at sobekfitness.com.
Hello, this is attorney Patrick Dougherty. In sports, teamwork is important. That's why I'm pleased to announce the addition of attorney Amy Dougherty to my team. Whether it's criminal law, divorce, child custody, child support, wills and estates, or buying and selling a home, our team is here for you. Visit us at 737 Water Street in downtown Indiana to discuss how our team can work for you. Good luck this season from the law office of Patrick Dougherty.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your local Erie agent is William G. Meckling Insurance Agency. Get a quote at 724-465-4261 or visit mecklinginsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
Penn Mechanical Group would like to wish the Indiana baseball team the best of luck in today's game. Penn Mechanical Group is a full-service contractor for the natural gas and oil field industry, and they're looking for talented, hardworking individuals for their team. If you're an equipment operator, rig hand, wireline operator, CDL Class A and B, triaxle drivers, they want to talk to you. PMG has local positions that need to be filled right now. Home base is right here in Indiana. Apply online at PennMechanicalGroup.com. Go Indians! It's time to change the game. Force Turf Solutions is an innovative and experienced synthetic turf company that specializes in the design, installation, and conversions of sports fields and complexes throughout the United States through a strategic partnership with Shaw Sports Turf. If you're building a new field, converting an existing field, or replacing an existing synthetic turf field, then reach out to Force Turf Solutions. Community sports complexes, high school, college, and professional fields. For more information, go to ForceTurfSolutions.com.
Welcome back to our ITT Indiana Total Therapy pregame show. It's time to visit with Indians head coach Bill Thompson. Coach's interview is presented by Indiana Total Therapy, the official sports therapy provider of the Indiana Indians. Coach, thanks for sitting down with me today.
Sure, Pat.
What does it mean to get the first PIAA playoff win in school history?
It's special. Obviously, I don't even think we really knew it until after the game that was the first time that Indiana had won a PIAA playoff game. But it was really exciting for the kids. I think they were when they found out about it, they were really excited that they were part of history, and we're just happy to move on.
Okay, so Monday was a game of few timely hits and some really good defense up the middle. Talk to me about what your observations were now that you've had a few hours to look back on the game.
Sure. Yeah, we talk about that all the time. We feel like if we play good defense, we limit the free base runners on the mound, that we're always going to have a chance in the game, right? And, sometimes the hitting or the timely hits just aren't there. And we were able just to get a couple hits when we needed them. And then, we just played some fantastic defense. I know we've talked about it before, but Trevor made a couple really outstanding plays. Andrew McGee made a big play during that sixth inning that helped save a run. So we just played very good defense behind our pitchers, and our pitchers did what they were asked to do.
Great. Now, we're looking at the stats, looking now at Bellefonte. You look at the stats, it looks like they mashed the baseball. They got a couple kids that are hitting over 500. I mean, how do you prepare for that?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked to some other coaches, some coaches that have, had to play them this year. And they do have, their leadoff guy I know is a handful, and everybody I've talked to has said the same thing about him. So I expect him to be the real deal. But they have some other guys in their lineup. I know their pitcher, and I'm not sure if we're going to face him today or not. Big lefty. He's another hitter that they have that has a high average. They've got, I think their shortstop also has a good batting average. So they're a handful, but we're not going to be intimidated. We're going to go right after them, and we'll see what happens.
All right, Coach, baseball is a team game. And, as we talk about, who are some of the guys that we might not hear about every day, guys that are really contributing to your team that maybe don't show up in the box score?
Sure. So, we have some guys like Tristan Redinger who basically has handled our bullpen duties all year. He's, when we need to get a guy ready, he's ready to go. Getting those guys prepared to come into the game, or if our catcher makes the last out, he's out there helping the pitcher get ready. Ethan Shank, who's a freshman, has done an outstanding job for us this year. He's been in and out of the lineup from time to time. We have a couple guys that run for us consistently. Adam Calburn was one of those guys. Hunter Martin's one of those guys. We brought Tim Birch up to help with that here in the playoffs, so he's going to help us out there. But even the guys that, even don't even help in that capacity, those guys that come to practice every day. We got Gage Thompson, we got Michael Dolan. They don't get a lot of opportunities. Landon Codman's another one. Those guys show up for practice every single day and help our guys prepare to play.
Okay. Now, pitching, we talked a little bit about Bellefonte's offense. How do you feel about your pitching going into tonight's matchup?
We feel pretty good about it. We would have liked, to maybe got Gavin out of there with a few less pitches, but it is what it is. We weren't going to sacrifice that game because of that. So we wanted, we kept him in there as long as we felt we needed to. But we have everybody else available, and we feel comfortable with all the other guys that we have. So we feel good about where we're at.
Coach, I want to thank you for giving us your time. We appreciate you doing this at least through the postseason. Thank you very much for doing it. Our coaches report has been presented by Indiana Total Therapy. For all your therapy needs, go to indianatotaltherapy.com. Our ITT pregame show continues after this on WDAD and Renda Digital TV.
Delaney & Fritz was voted Indiana County's best overall law firm and best in estate law in 2022. Their real estate closing company, Attorneys Land Abstract and Settlement, was voted Indiana County's best title company. Delaney & Fritz has been protecting the interests of Western Pennsylvanians for 45 years. If you are buying a home, in need of a will, starting a business, or opening an estate, let our experienced professionals guide your journey. DelaneyFritz.com.
Summer means driving, and lots of it. Vacations, parks, picnics, kids' activities, and more. Is your vehicle ready to meet the demands? Call Jimmy's Auto Repair. Jimmy's Auto Repair has over 25 years experience in repairs, inspections, and air conditioning service. Summer driving creates greater stress. Make sure your vehicle is ready for the challenge. Call Jimmy's Auto Repair, 1165 Wayne Avenue, under the billboards.
So what sets S&T apart from other financial institutions is that they are visionary. Now, we understand that it is partially about the numbers, but they know it's not just about the numbers. It's about the management team, it's about the strategic and business plan, it's about how the team is going to execute on that. In short, S&T gets it. Quite honestly, we couldn't have done it without S&T.
There are some maintenance items in life that just take up too much time, and if not done properly, can just cause more stress and issues around your property. If you're struggling in keeping up with lawn care, yard maintenance, and pressure washing, then the answer is Precision Property Care. The team of Austin Homer and Tim Pantal ask you to call or text today if you're looking for trustworthy, hardworking, and professional individuals to help make your property look the best it can. Call or text today, 724-388-1142. 724-388-1142.
At IRMC, we have all of the necessary pieces in place to perform complex operations, including highly skilled and specially trained surgeons, their support team of experts, and advanced technology like the Da Vinci robotic surgical system. As a result, patients spend less time in the hospital, recover faster, and get treated close to home. So there's no reason to puzzle over where you should get your surgical care. The answer is right here at IRMC.
Jake Slebodnick, Pat Dougherty with you once again from the S&T Bank broadcast booth. S&T Bank, relationship banking, one customer at a time. We thank Indiana Total Therapy for being the pregame and postgame sponsors for today. And what do you know? The first inning of tonight's game brought to you by Indiana Total Therapy. Your first choice should be world-class rehabilitation at Indiana Total Therapy. Official athletic training and rehab provider of the Indiana Little Indians. Indiana Total Therapy. Learn more at indianatotaltherapy.com. And for a look at this afternoon's starting lineups, brought to you by the law office of Patrick Dougherty, here's the man himself, Pat.
All right, the visiting team today will be Bellefonte based on a coin flip. Leading off is number 23, Trevor Johnson. He'll play right field. Batting second is number 2, Peyton Van Kiss. He's playing second base. Batting third will be the number 9, Alexander Ebling. He's playing center field. Tristan Heckman is playing at shortstop, batting fourth. Batting fifth, number 42, Braden Cormack. Batting sixth, number 4, Dominic Caparella. He'll be pitching. Batting seventh will be Levi Purnell, the designated hitter. Batting eighth is Jacob Kornman. Number 12, he's playing first base. And batting ninth and playing third base is Josh Brown. They're using Caleb Stover in left field.
First pitch by Garrison Dougherty, and ball and misses outside. 4:33 official first pitch, bounces right back with the strike in the zone. 61 degrees at game time, mostly cloudy skies, threatening some precipitation, not by much though, according to AccuWeather. Count is 1-1 to leadoff hitter Trevor Johnson, hitting 545 this season, takes outside, high and outside for a ball. Johnson, 545 hitter, 663 on base percentage, only struck out once this season. That's only 92 plate appearances, which leads the team. The 2-1 by Dougherty. Hit high in the right side, shallow right field. Trevor Smith tails over. Calls off Ethan Schenk, the right fielder, and he gloves it for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, boy, there's a little bit of a wind, and the wind is pushing from left to right, and it just kind of pushed that ball, but Trevor Smith did a good job getting out into the outfield grass. The infield is artificial turf, but the outfield is grass. He made the transition into the grass and made a good catch.
So now Dougherty will face Peyton Vankis. First pitch misses just a bit high for a ball. Vankis, a .417 hitter with 91 plate appearances, one shy of the team lead. 3 strikeouts, 17 walks, reaching base a little under 53% of the time. The 1-0. This is high and inside for a ball. 2-0.
You know, one of the things with this Bellefonte team, they're very patient at the plate. So Indiana pitchers are going to have to work the strike zone.
3 players in double digits for walks this season. 2-0. That one way high. It'll go to the backstop. 3-0. Indiana coming in dressed in their black tops, white pants, red caps. Bellefonte, their red tops, white pants, black socks, some of them with red stirrups. 3-0. Misses high, ball 4. 4-pitch walk right after the first batter fly out. And now in steps Alex Ebeling. Second best hitter on the team, .426 mark with 87 plate appearances, 54 at-bats. 3 strikeouts, 3 walks. So more or less he does his damage with the bat.
Yes, you know, and anytime you only have 3 strikeouts, that's impressive.
So runner on first. Dougherty will work with the first base runner he sees in the game. Nick Love holding him tight at first. And Ebeling will bat from the left side, but pause in the action.
The guy on first base is putting on his mitt, his sliding mitt.
The oven mitt, as major leaguers refer to. 1 out, man on first. First pitch by Dougherty to Ebeling. That one stroked high to center field. Caden Homer barely has to move. Comes in a couple of steps, fending off the wind. He gloves it for out number 2. And, Pat, that's a great thing by Dougherty to bounce right back with the first pitch flyout after a 4-pitch walk.
Yeah, it really is. You know, you want to keep that pitch count under control, so if you can do that, they're really helping out the Indiana pitching by swinging first pitch.
Well, now here comes the cleanup hitter for the first time today, Tristan Heckman. A .333 hitter on the team. 2 outs, runner on first. First pitch he sees misses. And we say a .333 hitter, but that's good for 6th on the team, so if that gives you any indication about how well this team hits, there's one right there. Dougherty behind 1-0. Runner on first is Vankis. Dougherty steps off, trying to keep him honest. Vankis doesn't even go back to the base. Wind picking up, you might be able to hear it. 1-0. Just misses the zone. That was, level-wise, that was good, but might have just been outside. From where we're sitting along the first base line, it's kind of hard to see the strike zone, as expected. So the count is 2-0. Dougherty against Heckman with a runner at first. The next offering, high, 3-0. I'll tell you what, Pat, it seems like Garrison's having a little bit of difficulty facing right-handed hitters.
Well, he's not getting downhill. Everything's staying up high. He's got to come down that mound.
Well, let's see what he does here. 3-0, the pitch. Bounces back with a strike. And that time you could see it, the front knee farther down.
That's right. And, sometimes they haven't pitched on this mound before. You got to get used to it.
So the 3-1 count, the pitch. This is just high, ball 4. There's 2 on now with 2 outs for Braden Cormanick, the starting catcher. 2 walks issued this inning by Dougherty.
Catcher number 42.
And again, that's, you're hopeful that, you don't walk guys and give free bases. But there are 2 outs, so you want them to put it in play and let your defense help you.
Cormanick up, .333 hitter along with Hetman this season. 79 plate appearances, 63 at-bats. First pitch he sees. Flown high to right field, moving over a shank. Has to tail back a little bit, and it's out of his reach. Foul ball. And, Pat, that wind.
That's Redinger in left field.
Redinger.
Shank is the DH today.
That is correct.
Tristan Redinger's in right field. But that's just a long strike. But that's one you'd like to get because then you're out of the inning.
Yep. Now Dougherty's got to go back to work. Although that wind does make it difficult. You could tell Redinger, he had a beat on it, and then one good gust, and he had to trail back. So with an 0-1 count against Cormanick, Dougherty looks back towards second and fires home. Well, Mrs. High. Budash comes up ready to throw. Nothing doing, though. Both middle infielders pinching the second base bag. Dougherty looking towards second again. The pitch. Misses low, gets by Budash, and both runners will advance. Big backstop. Peyton Vankus takes a wide turnaround third, but Budash able to catch up to him. That's uncharacteristic of Steve, just let that one go.
Yeah, it got through. You know, it was a curveball that he just didn't get it blocked.
Defensive outlook for Indiana. Budash doing the catching. Across the horn in the outfield. Michael Tortorella, Caden Homer, and Tristan Redinger. Ben Ryan at third. Gavin Homer at short. Trevor Smith at second. And Nick Love at first. 2-1 pitch by Dougherty. That one's stroked to center field. Or out to right field, actually. Redinger changing directions. Falls, bounces, and goes over the fence.
Roll double.
And that's going to score 2 easy runs. And Bellefonte jumps out to a quick 2-0 lead here in inning number 1.
And, you know, that's the thing, the walks. You know, the 2 walks, that kills you. You had 2 outs. The ball just hung up in the air.
And then you go back to that pop fly that...
Right.
So now with 2 runs in, 2 runners out, runner on second. Here's the pitcher, Dom Caparella, trying to add to his, or help out his cause a little bit. Batting from the left side of the plate.
Batting pitcher number 4, Dominic Caparella.
They just threw it in, Sam.
And they were able to throw the ball in. Already 1 game played here at Mount Aloysius. 1 winner determined. The WPIAL 4A champ Hopewell went down in that game.
No, that was Cedar Cliff was playing North Allegheny.
Oh, I thought Hopewell was here.
No, that was not Hopewell. Hopewell's playing Cathedral Prep at Slippery Rock.
So 2 outs, runner at second after the ground roll, 2 RBI double. Dougherty fires home. And that one sails above Budash. Indiana with some trouble from the mound to the plate early on.
Yeah, that's... And here comes Coach Bill Thompson to try to settle things down.
Yeah, he's got to. After giving up a big hit like that, and then wild pitch. That was a traditional wild pitch. The one before more looked like a pass ball. Coming to you in the S&T Bank broadcast booth, and we're in the first inning. Bellefonte with a 2-0 lead this first inning, presented by Indiana Total Therapy. Your first choice should be, or for world-class rehabilitation, should be Indiana Total Therapy, official athletic training and rehab provider of the Indiana Little Indians. Indiana Total Therapy. Learn more at indianatotaltherapy.com. And why don't we finish out those starting lineups, Pat? Let's take a look at Indiana's.
Yeah, Indiana's going to have Trevor Smith leading off and playing second. Stephen Budash is going to bat second and do the catching. Gavin Homer's at shortstop batting third. Ben Ryan is batting fourth and playing third base. Garrison Dougherty is pitching and batting fifth. Nick Love is at first base batting sixth. Ethan Shank is the DH. And Michael Tortorella is in left batting eighth, and Caden Homer's in center batting ninth.
Off the mound visit, Caparella's next pitch he sees is a ball. This afternoon's starting lineups brought to you by the Law Office of Patrick Dougherty. If you're ever in need of criminal defense work, real estate, estates, or estate planning. Next one misses. No, misses. 3-0.
Yep.
And family law, trust the Law Office of Patrick Dougherty along Water Street in Indiana. So 3-0, pitch by Dougherty. Bounces in the dirt, easy ball 4.
And, you know, that's the shame of this thing, because now that's the third walk of the inning. You couple that with the double, and now Bellefonte's, really got something going. And that's going to be all for Garrison Dougherty today.
Yep, not a picture-perfect first inning that he saw out in East Pennsboro. He'll come out 2/3 of an inning down. Hope for better from Dougherty, but sometimes you run into these problems. We'll tell you about the next arm after we take this timeout on an IRMC High School Sports Day. Bellefonte leading 2-0 in the top of the first on WDAD and Renda Digital TV.
Penn Mechanical Group would like to wish the Indiana baseball team the best of luck in today's game. Penn Mechanical Group is a full-service contractor for the natural gas and oil field industry, and they're looking for talented, hardworking individuals for their team. If you're an equipment operator, rig hand, wireline operator, CDL Class A and B, triaxle drivers, they want to talk to you. PMG has local positions that need to be filled right now. Home base is right here in Indiana. Apply online at pennmechanicalgroup.com. Go Indians!
When you're in need of auto repairs, the place to go is Posick's Auto Shop. Posick's Auto Shop does your normal mechanical repairs, including brakes, exhaust, engine, oil changes, and state inspections. Posick's also specializes in classic and antique cars. Trust your vehicle to Andrew Posick when you're in need of repairs. Posick's Auto Repair on Old Route 119 South, just outside of Homer City. 724-599-4053.
Back with you from Mount Aloysius College. 2-0 Bellefonte leads Indiana here in the first inning, presented by Indiana Total Therapy. New arm to tell you about Ryan Okapal. This season, pretty good numbers for him. 3-2 record, 36 2/3 innings pitched, 37 hits allowed, along with 25 runs, 16 of them earned. Leading the team in strikeouts with 55 coming into today's game. He's issued 17 walks, an ERA just above 3 at 3.06. He's the new arm. And Garrison Dougherty exits the game, 2/3 of an inning pitched. At this point, 2 earned runs, 1 hit allowed. He is responsible for the 2 runners on base.
Yeah, just, that's not the outing that Coach Thompson was hoping for. But you have those. And the walks, it was the lack of control is what has really hurt the Indians today. The 2 balls, that put in play early, they were easy fly balls. You got 2 outs. Thought you had it on your way and just wasn't able to get that 3rd out. So now they got runners at the corners, and Okapal really needs to bear down. And Okapal will go in for Redinger. Dougherty goes to right.
Yep, Dougherty will remain in the lineup. Redinger comes off. Okapal will take his place. First movement by Okapal is one of those fake to third pickoffs, looking at first, nothing doing. He'll toe the rubber once again. More than likely the runner at first, who is a courtesy runner, that's Nathan Fisher, will probably be off within the first couple of pitches. And now the second base umpire calls in, waving time. I believe Okapal stepped off. 2 outs. Indians just need 1 to get out of the inning. 2-0 Bellefonte. First pitch by Okapal in there for a strike to the designated hitter, Levi Purnell.
Yeah, if Ryan can make his living right there at the knees, that's where you want to be.
Purnell, a .293 hitter this year, 49 plate appearances, has struck out 10 times and walked 6. So if there's a person you can get out here for Okapal, that's the person. The 0-1, right back with a strike, throw down to second, gets by Gavin Homer, the shortstop, and it trickles into center field. Now they might have him caught up at third. The throw off of Ryan's mitt, the runner's safe. And now Okapal will go get the ball. Run scores, 3-0 Bellefonte. That being charged to Dougherty. And, Pat, interesting decision to throw down to second there to try to get that out.
Yeah, you hate to second-guess the coaches, but given where you are in the game, I don't like that call because you basically concede a run and then, a couple drops. The nice thing is Ryan has the batter 0-2.
Yep, 0-2 to Purnell. The pitch. Lined right to second base at Trevor Smith. He drops to a knee for the catch, and that ends the bleeding. Through half an inning of baseball, Bellefonte leads at 3-0 to the bottom of the first inning, presented by Indiana Total Therapy, as Indiana looks to get those runs back on an IRMC High School Sports Day on WDAD and Renda Digital TV.
At IRMC, we have all of the necessary pieces in place to perform complex operations, including highly skilled and specially trained surgeons, their support team of experts, and advanced technology like the Da Vinci robotic surgical system. As a result, patients spend less time in the hospital, recover faster, and get treated close to home. So there's no reason to puzzle over where you should get your surgical care. The answer is right here at IRMC.
Jeff and Regina Giese of Educational Consulting Services would like to wish Indiana the best of luck in today's game. Your hard work and dedication in the classroom and on the diamond have made the community proud. ECS specializes in secondary building and central office administration, career transition consulting, workforce development programming, special education compliance, and Chapter 339 regulations and compliance. If your work team needs direction in any of these areas, you can trust Jeff and Regina Giese of Educational Consulting Services.
Indiana due up to bat here. Their first go with the sticks in the bottom of the first, presented by Indiana Total Therapy. Bellefonte putting a 3 spot up in the top of the order, or top of the inning. And now the Indians, they have a platform to go off of if they want to tie it. And leading things off is Trevor Smith. And they will face the left-handed thrower, or hurler, Dominic Caparella. And he is their ace this season, 9-2, best record on the team, 59 2/3 innings pitched, allowed 57 hits, 36 runs, 27 of them earned. He also leads the team in strikeouts with 72, fewest walks with 30, and a 3.17 ERA, which is third best on the team. A little bit of an unusual stat line there for Caparella. Leads in a lot of categories, but he does give up a couple earned runs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's a solid arm, but he's not unbeatable. He's not untouchable.
Right. And in steps to try to start an early rally for Indiana is Trevor Smith, the second baseman, made the final out of the top of the first. Dropped to a knee to take away a hit on a line drive. First pitch at the bottom of the first. Shows bunt, pulls back, and as Pat has alluded to multiple times in our broadcasts, Trevor Smith, that's the thing he does.
Yeah, every game, kids. Now, you got to bring that third baseman in, honor the bunt.
The 1-0 on the way. Shows bunt again, pulls back, and one that seemed to have cut at the last second, but called a strike.
And now that he's got a strike, he'll look to start hitting now.
Here's the 1-1 by Caparella. Smith grounds out to the left side, right at the shortstop. Cross the diamond to first. Pulls him off just for a second, but he's able to regroup. And that's the first out of the inning.
Yeah, he hit it right out the shortstop. Shortstop made a play, and first baseman pulled him up a little bit, but when he came down, he did land on the bag. So let's see what Steve Budash can do here.
Budash, one of the team's hottest hitters right now, had a solo shot that put Indiana ahead in the first round game against East Pennsboro. With one out, he'll take a ball that bounces at the plate. In this season, he leads the team in batting average, a .391 mark. Also tied for the team lead in plate appearances with Gavin Homer, both with 96. 1-0, right back with a strike. Caparella from the windup, winds and deals. Right back to Budash, misses outside for a ball, 2-1.
Now this is a good hitting count for Steve Budash here. He was on his backswing there. He caught the catcher's glove.
Budash back into the box. Catcher's okay. The next offering. Skies that high to the right side. That slicing foul. I don't know if it's going to stay in.
No, that's out of play.
Yep, out of play. Not even playable. Brings count to 2-2. Excuse me. Defensive outlook for Bellefonte on the mound. Caparella catching him. Braden Kormanek crossed the infield at third. Josh Brown. Tristan Heckman, who made that first out at short. Peyton Vankus at second. At first base, Jacob Corman. Across the outfield and left, Caleb Stock. Alex Ebeling will play center, and Trevor Johnson, team's leading hitter, plays right field. 1-1. Fouled off.
Steve was able to just get a piece of that one. Yeah, with two strikes, you got to protect the zone, and
Caparella had 1-2 to the Indiana catcher Budash. Next offering. Waved and a miss at one that cut in on him. He goes down on strikes. 2 outs now in the Indiana half of the first. And in steps Gavin Homer. Formidable hitter for Indiana so far this season. Has only struck out 4 times. A .384 hitter. .417 on base percentage. Has drove in the team best 25 RBIs this year. 2 outs. First pitch to Homer. In there for a called strike. Bellefonte actually led 10-2 in their first round game, and it was against Greater Latrobe as Homer catches a piece of it. And, well, yeah, led 10-2, but thanks to 7 walks and 3 errors by Latrobe, they were able to rally back. But in that game, Trevor Johnson hit a solo home run, and Dom Caparella, the pitcher, hit a 3-run shot as well. So that helped them out as Homer takes inside for a ball, waste pitch 1-2.
Yeah, it'd be good to see if Indiana can if Homer can get on here just to kind of settle things down and get a base runner. And, you got to at some point put some pressure on Bellefonte.
Counts 1-2 to Homer, the pitch by Caparella. Rounded sharply to third, gloved by the third baseman, takes a couple hops, throws to first, and just beats Homer on the throw. I thought Homer might have beat that But either way, that's going to bring an end to the first inning, presented by Indiana Total Therapy. Indiana Total Therapy, your first choice for world-class rehabilitation should be ITT, official athletic training and rehab provider of the Indiana Indians. Indiana Total Therapy. Learn more at indianatotaltherapy.com. Back with the second inning of action. Bellefonte leading at 3-0 on an IMC High School Sports Day, WDAD and Renda Digital TV.
Delaney & Fritz was voted Indiana County's best overall
60.
law firm and best in estate law in 2022. Their real estate closing company, Attorneys Land Abstract and Settlement, was voted Indiana County's best title company. Delaney & Fritz has been protecting the interests of Western Pennsylvanians for 45 years. If you are buying a home, in need of a will, starting a business, or opening an estate, let our experienced professionals guide your journey. DelaneyFritz.com.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your local Erie agent is William G. Meckling Insurance Agency. Get a quote at 724-465-4261 or visit mecklinginsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
Bellefonte finishes the first frame with a 3-0 lead. Indiana, no hits, no runs. They went down quietly in the bottom of the first. Now Ryan Okapal leads the defense back out, looking to have a quiet second inning. He will face the 8-9-1 spots due up, led off by Jacob Corman. First pitch of the inning. Grounded weakly to third. Charging is Ben Ryan. He gets it. Throws off balance to first, and a beautiful play for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, that was a really nice play by Ben Ryan. He took his time, he set his feet, and made a good solid throw. I'm not sure there's an infielder in PIAA that throws the ball across the diamond harder than Ben Ryan. All the metrics show that, and that's what we just saw there.
So now with one out on one pitch, Josh Brown, the third baseman, digs in. He's then in the 9th spot for Bellefonte here today. First pitch to him by Okapal, in there for a called strike.
Well, so far, knock on wood, Ryan's been able to get ahead of hitters.
Yep, he's retired the first two batters that he's faced. Here's the 0-1. Fouled off the umpire. Budash quickly turns around, and in the same motion of asking for a new ball, making sure the umpire is okay, he is. So now quick 0-2 count to Josh Brown. Waiting on deck, Trevor Johnson, the leadoff hitter. The 0-2 on the way by Okapal. It's fouled to the right side.
Right behind our broadcast location. Falls harmlessly into the grass.
Today's game brought to you or presented on WDAD Radio and WDADradio.com and also on Renda Digital TV. As Okapal bounces back with the ball that just misses the outside part of the zone, 1-2. And
that's a really nice 0-2 pitch right there, trying to get a chase.
So now with a 1-2 count, Okapal once again from the windup. This is outside 2-2.
So now you really don't want to go any further here, and you don't want to let Brown get on base because then you have Johnson waiting in the wings.
2-2 on the way. That one's lined to right field on a diving catch by Garrison Dougherty. Takes away extra bases from Josh Brown.
Yeah, that was a really good route to the baseball. He read it right off the ball, and it was dying right in front of him. He dived, full-out dive, and made a really nice catch to keep that from getting down into the corner. And as we talked about, Trevor Johnson comes to the plate with nobody on. That's what Indiana wants.
Johnson flew out to second on 4 pitches, his first at-bat. Went ahead in the count 2-1. First pitch by Okapal is skied toward the left side. Moving over is Michael Tortorella. He's not going to catch up to that. That goes foul. Interesting note about Johnson, he's actually committed to play baseball at Duke.
Yes.
And rightfully so. I mean, his numbers speak for themselves, so I don't think you need anybody, us or his hometown supporters, to tell you how good he is.
Yeah. And if you're going to Duke, you have to have the academic credentials, too. They don't let anybody in there.
The 0-1. That one's stung to right, but foul.
So he's fouled one to right, one to left. Now, let's see if Ryan Okapal, who's ahead 0-2, can get him guessing here.
Yet again, another batter. Okapal has went ahead. Here's the 0-2 by Okapal. Grounded weakly to short. Homer plays it easily. Johnson can run the throw. Brings Love off the base. And that's going to be an E6. That allows a 2-out base runner.
Yeah, and that's a shame because that would have been a 1-2-3 inning, and you get out of it, and it was a harmless ground ball. The ball just sailed a little bit, and Johnson ran pretty well down the line.
That's 3 errors now for the Indiana defense. After finishing the East Pennsboro first-round game with none on the board. Runner on first, 2 outs, pick-off throw to first. Johnson read it easily. He's back in. Now here's Peyton Vankis. Walked, came around to score on a ground rule double by Braden Cormanic back in the first. Okapal works from the stretch. First pitch just misses inside.
And, as we talked about with pitch counts, that error may seem like a harmless thing, but it now makes Ryan have to throw more pitches.
Yep. Next offering. Just missed the zone. And I mean just missed. It's 1-1. So for the first time today, Okapal falls behind a batter. Next pitch works right back with a strike. I've seen that time and again this year. Anytime Ryan Okapal falls behind an account, he normally works his way back.
Yeah, he's done a really nice job this year as a sophomore.
2-1 offering. This is just low 3-1.
And again, you don't want to, if you lose Vankis, then you have Ebeling. And then things start to get a little interesting.
3-1. And that again just misses the zone. Ball 4. That puts 2 runners aboard with 2 outs.
So this is, second inning now. Indiana had 2 outs pretty quickly. Mm-hmm. And now they have guys at first and second and the number 3 man up.
Alex Ebeling, who flew out to center on his first pitch that he saw back in inning number 1, steps in. That was just the 4th walk this year. The 18th walk produced by Vankis. First pitch to Ebeling in there for a strike. And for Okapal, that free pass was just his 18th. The 0-1. Next one misses just up and away. Runners get their lead at first and second. Okapal gets his sign, glances back behind him. The 1-1. Next one in there for a strike.
Indiana really needs to put up a 0 here in this inning. They cannot fall behind anymore.
Mm-hmm. Especially after some great defensive plays this inning. One by Garrison Dougherty, a diving catch. The 1-2 by Okapal. Fouled off behind the home plate area. Doesn't leave the yard, so they'll just reuse that one. The on-deck hitter, Heckman, tossed it to the umpire, who tossed it to Budash, and to finish off the chain, gave it back to Okapal. The 1-2. Lines sharply to left, into left field for a base hit. Tortorella comes up, Crow hops, and he throws. His throw is going to be cut off on a hop by Ben Ryan. That's an RBI single by Alex Eberling. 3-0 Bellefonte here in inning number 2.
And as we talked about, free bases. So you have the error, and then you have the walk. And now they still have runners at first and second with 2 outs. So all the runs that Bellefonte scored today have come with 2 outs.
And now Tristan Heckman looks to add more as Bellefonte takes a 4-0 lead. 2 outs, first pitch to him. Just missed. Over there at second, Vankis extends his lead as Okapal fires ball 2. I wonder if at some point maybe Okapal will take his attention away from the base runners and just focus on the plate. 2-0 in there for a strike.
There's a good pitch. Yeah, and it's a fine line because you can't just let the runners get a free run.
Right.
I mean, it's easier said than done. You have to pay attention, especially at this level.
Here's the 2-1 offering. At the knees for a called strike. Now, deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, inning number 2. 2 hits this game for Bellefonte. The square root of 4 is 2. And Oakball bounces back, catches him on a rope. Strike 3. They strand the runners and just limit the damage to 1 run. Indiana trails by 4 as we head to the bottom of the second on an IRMC High School Sports Day, WDAD and Renda Digital TV. 90.
Hello, this is attorney Patrick Dougherty. In sports, teamwork is important. That's why I'm pleased to announce the addition of attorney Amy Dougherty to my team. Whether it's criminal law, divorce, child custody, child support, wills and estates, or buying and selling a home, our team is here for you. Visit us at 737 Water Street in downtown Indiana to discuss how our team can work for you. Good luck this season from the Law Office of Patrick Dougherty.
Whether your goals include college education funding, retirement planning, generating income, or reducing taxes, at Crimson Wealth Management Group, we've got you covered. We make it easy for you to make the right decisions by offering you access to a comprehensive array of investment products and wealth management strategies under one roof. One stop for all your financial needs. Crimson Wealth Management Group is committed to helping you pursue your goals, whatever they may be. Stop in and speak with me, Doug Steve, today. You'll be glad you did. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
Looking for one of the coolest new products in the market, or maybe looking for another means of transportation? Psst, it will cure your pain at the pump. SeaWorld Satellites is now offering the Go Express e-bike, made for the urban commuter and weekend adventure, combining city cruising and all-terrain riding, from pavement to hills, street to sand. Take your Go Express bike to your next meeting or exploration. The e-bike can run up to 18 miles in electric mode. To look at or take a test ride, come to SeaWorld Satellites.
That Ryan lead things off for Indiana as they trail 4-0 to Bellefonte in the bottom of inning number 2. Jake Slebodnick and Pat Dougherty joining you from the S&T Bank broadcast booth at Mount Aloysius College. S&T Bank relationship banking, one customer at a time. First pitch of the inning to Ben Ryan is fouled. Seems like he got under that heavily, and that'll head into the forest behind the first base dugout.
Yeah, as we talked about in the last game, I think Ben really needs to try to shorten up his swing. He's trying to hit a home run on every pitch.
Case in point right there.
And so now he's down 0-2. So now you got to shorten up. Just try to put the ball in play and make something happen.
Counts 0-2. Caparella looking to start off the inning with a 3-pitch out. Here's the 0-2. Ryan waves at one in the dirt, and he's tagged to complete the strikeout. 1 away in the inning. Well, Indiana allowed some damage back in that top half of inning number 2. 1 run. Error led to it. And now they trail by a 4 spot in the bottom of the second. Now the first pitch to Garrison Dougherty. Skied high to right and out of play. But one thing's for certain, Indiana's hitters, they're eager to get up to the plate and swing the stick.
Yeah, they really are, and hopefully they can start putting some balls in play.
0-1, catches the outside part for a strike, 0-2 to Dougherty.
Boy, Caparella's really been in control here early.
Counts 0-2, and the pitch. Weakly lined to the right side, off the fence foul. Yeah, it seems like Caparella's just on cruise control right now. It seems like he's stayed up multiple nights watching tape of Indiana.
Yeah.
And I don't know, there's a lot of it. The 0-2. Dougherty check swings to left, into left field for a base hit on the ground. That's the first hit for Indiana today. Well, Pat, no matter how or which way you get it, it works.
Yeah, I mean, it's now you get a runner on. Now let's see what can happen. Again, can this, the 6, 7, 8 guys, can they help you out and produce and turn that lineup over? Indiana's got to get a run on the board and make something positive happen here.
Mm-hmm. And now in steps Nick Love, first baseman for Indiana, hitting .219 this season. Started off the year on a hot streak. Takes a ball low, 1-0 to start off this at-bat. Well, Indiana faithful showing their support for the Little Indians today, lining the streets of Philadelphia Street and coming out to the high school, sending them off in style here today. 1-0. Love waves and misses at 1. Around Josh Whittison from WCCS and Renda Media was on the scene, and we have a video of that send-off at our WDAD Facebook page. Counts 1-1. Caparella takes a glance over at Dougherty at first. Next offering. Love tried bunting, but it seemed to me he didn't know if he wanted to pull back or not.
He really wasn't committed to that bunt. Really wasn't a good effort by Nick, but okay, now you got 1-2. You got to swing the bat. Let's try to get something going here if you're Indiana.
0-2 for Nick Love with a runner on first, that being Dougherty after a 4-pitch single. The 1-2 offering. Love thought about swinging. Good thing he didn't. It's a ball. Misses just outside. 2-2 the count to the Indiana first baseman. Ethan Shank, the designated hitter, awaits on deck. Counts 2-2. The pitch. Love airs that to left center field. That's trouble, and it's going to get down for a hit. Dougherty will advance one base. They'll take it station by station. And now there's 2 runners on with 1 out here in the bottom of inning number 2.
Yeah, that's a tough one because he has to make sure, Garrison had to make sure that ball got down, and it's right in front of him there, and it's an easy throw from center to third, so you got to go station to station when you're down 4 runs.
Back-to-back singles brings up Ethan Shank, the designated hitter. This season, 282 spot in the average, 417 on-base percentage. Not a bad line so far from Ethan Shank. Looking to drive Indiana's first, maybe 2 runs with a hit deep enough to the outfield. First pitch strike, catches the outside corner on the low spot.
Ethan's a freshman who checks in here. Got a lot of playing time early as some guys were nicked up a little bit. And, so he's really trying to do a job here, get Indiana on the board.
All he's got to do is find a little bit of real estate, more than likely would score Dougherty. We'll see here. 0-1, the pitch. Shank takes outside for a ball, 1-1.
We want to wish Ethan's mother, Michelle, a happy birthday today. I know she's here at the ballpark, but I'm sure she's got some family down in South Florida who's tuned in today. So happy birthday, Michelle Shank.
Ethan trying to give her a nice little birthday gift here with an RBI or a run-scoring hit. Next offering. Swung at 1, thought about holding up, but too late on it, 1-2. Shank in a hole with 2 runners on, 1 out, the bottom of inning number 2. Ben Ryan led off the inning with a strikeout on 3 pitches. Then Dougherty and Love followed that up with back-to-back hits. 1-2. That one's grounded up the middle and into center field, a base hit. Dougherty's getting the wave around third. He will score easily. Indiana's on the board in the bottom of inning number 2. And happy birthday, Michelle Shank. An RBI single by your boy, Ethan.
Yeah, and good piece of hitting by Ethan Shank with 2 strikes. That's now Indiana's on the board. You got Michael Tortorella coming up. He's been hitting the ball really well. He had a big single the other night. Now, if he singles, Indiana cuts that lead in half.
Indiana's cooking something up. Let's see if they're cooking with propane or if they're trying to cook with an old microwave. 1 out, the pitch. First one to Tortorella, misses low. That RBI was Shank's 8th of the season. Ties him with Tortorella. Love really dancing back there at second base. And he forces Caparella to step off, maybe trying to play some mind games here in the bottom of inning number 2.
Sure, absolutely. I mean, anything you can do to get Caparella out of a rhythm, that's a good thing for Indiana.
Counts 1-0. Shortstop holding him back. The throw back, not in time. Love dives back safely. Caparella sets his sights back on Tortorella, who's at the plate with 1 out. 4-1, Bellefonte leads Indiana. As we play the bottom of inning number 2, the next offering, Tortorella fouls it off into the forest behind the first base dugout. Brings it to a 1-1 count. Yeah, a good turnout so far for Indiana. Well, that's what happens when you don't have to play 3 hours away.
Yeah, I'll tell you, a 45-minute drive was really nice today for sure to come over here to Mount Aloysius.
Count is 1-1. Love still dancing at second base. Caparella will step off. Crescent close to my neck of the woods. Nice little drive through here. It's a nice little town here in Crescent.
Yes, it really is.
Got Crescent Springs right down the road, traditional restaurant. 1-1. Tortorella grounds that foul to the left side.
And, Mount Aloysius has really done a nice job of kind of, building their campus. Mm-hmm. It used to only be, it was a 2-year school. for a long time.
Yep.
And now, they offer 4-year degrees and, collegiate athletics. And so, and what a nice facility. I mean, turf infield, grass outfield.
Brand new convocation center that's honestly in the left center field if you're watching on Renda Digital TV. Ironically, where we were a couple of months ago for the district basketball playoffs. Some Indiana County representation there. And we're back at it with baseball. 1-2 to Tortorella after the home plate umpire gets a couple new baseballs. Offering wave and a miss. Strike 3. He goes down on strikes. 2 outs now for Caden Homer, number 9 spot in the lineup.
Now batting, center fielder number 5, Caden.
So, really you would like to have something put in play there to at least get the runners over. But, hey, 2 outs. If Caden Homer can find the outfield, then you're going to more than likely score Nick Love with 2 outs. They'll be running on contact.
2 outs, 2 runners on, 1 at first, 1 at second. First pitch to Homer, grounded to the left side, through for a base hit, as Pat said. Getting the wave is Nick Love. He will score easily, and that trims the deficit to 2. It's 4-2 Bellefonte here in the second.
Yeah, this is what Indiana needed to just kind of chip that lead in half. You had your 2 seniors set the table with Garrison Dougherty and Nick Love both singling. Then Ethan Shank drives them in. And then the junior center fielder, Caden Homer, drives him in. Now, Jake, where are we at? We're at the top of the lineup.
Top of the lineup, Trevor Smith looking to redeem himself after grounding out to short on 3 pitches in the first. Caparella looks towards second. That runner now, Ethan Shank, focuses attention home. First pitch to Smith. Missed up.
And I'll say this, if Indiana learned anything from the Bellefonte-Latrobe game, it's do not give up.
Right.
Because, Latrobe was able to scratch, and they were within feet of tying the game, a ball that went to the fence.
1-0. Smith fouls it off behind home plate. And for those who maybe are just tuning in now, Bellefonte led against Latrobe 10-2 throughout the majority of the game, but then Latrobe fought back, brought it within 1. Just unfortunate for Latrobe. Their rally fell just short in the last inning. But it just proves to show, they came back from 8 runs. Smith chops that to third. Gloved by the third baseman. He'll throw it on to first. Perfect line drive to end the Indiana rally, but they do cut the deficit in half. We've played 2 full from Mount Aloysius College. It's Bellefonte 4, Indiana 2 on an IRMC High School Sports Day, WDAD, and Renda Digital TV.
Athletic contests involve strength, determination, and perseverance. The team at Bowser-Minich Funeral Home in Indiana is proud to be the presenting sponsor of all the Lil Indians video broadcasts this year. A great game plan involves advanced planning and preparation for the unknown. Anyone can create a plan at any stage in their life. For help with your family's advanced planning, reach out to Bowser-Minich Funeral Home in Indiana and at Bowser-Minich.com. Bowser-Minich Funeral Home, celebrating each life as uniquely as...
Penn Mechanical Group would like to wish the Indiana baseball team the best of luck in today's game. Penn Mechanical Group is a full-service contractor for the natural gas and oil field industry, and they're looking for talented, hardworking individuals for their team. If you're an equipment operator, rig hand, wireline operator, CDL Class A and B, triaxle drivers, they want to talk to you. PMG has local positions that need to be filled right now. Home base is right here in Indiana. Apply online at pennmechanicalgroup.com. Go Indians!
Indiana's premier fitness facility, Sobek Fitness, is excited to be a sponsor of Lil Indians Athletics and this exciting matchup. Sobek Fitness is Indiana's only open-floor gym. One step inside and you will realize this is no ordinary gym. Sobek has the largest selection of equipment to choose from, including plate-loaded machines and plate select machines. Whether you are a seasoned veteran or new to a gym, Sobek has the equipment for your needs. Call Sobek Fitness to join, 724-801-8170, or check them out online at sobekfitness.com.
Back for the third inning from Mount Aloysius College, and it's 1 pitch, 1 out. Braden Kormanik grounding to short. Gavin Homer throwing to Nick Love for the first out of the inning. And, Pat, that's a good sign after Indiana puts up some runs in the second.
Yeah, this is really imperative that Indiana puts up a 0 this inning and then get back into, you have your second, third, and fourth men due up next inning. They got to put up a 0 here. And it looks like Bellefonte might have some activity going down to their bullpen.
Interesting. Here's Don Caparella. Takes a first pitch strike, the counterpart for Okapal. Indiana putting up 2 runs on 3 hits in that second inning of play. Big turnaround from the first. Next one, misses just low. Budash tried framing it. Fortunately does not get the call.
Steve does a really good job of framing pitches behind the plate.
1-1. Caprella lines that to the right side, but foul.
As we've talked about, he's committed to go play at Slipper Rock, which, it's a PSAC Division II institution. So I said I'll root for him every game except against IUP.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a conflict of interest for IUP grads like myself and you.
Now, there's no conflict of interest.
1-2 on the way to Caprella. This is low in the dirt.
Right. He was really trying there. That ball hit the dirt, and he lifted it up and held it like, hey, maybe I'll fool him.
I don't know why. He reminds me of Joe Mauer defensively. He'll try anything to get a strike. 2-2. Caprella lazily flies that foul to the left side.
I'll tell you when the PSAC playoffs are held at Slipper Rock, and when the brackets were released, I texted Steven. I said, "Hey, it's awfully nice of your future school to host the PSACs." And I said, "But what day is Slipper Rock playing? I don't see them on the bracket." But IUP plays on Wednesday night. So.
Oh boy, I'm sure he loved that.
Yeah.
2-2 to Caprella. Looked at one just close to the zone, but misses. 3-2 now. Hokeball trying to get the second straight out. Here's the pitch. That one's lined to left. Tortorella has a read on it, comes in a couple of steps, and gloves it for the second out.
I believe you've referred to that as a periwinkle glove that Michael wears.
That's at least what I'm considering it to be. Some people might have a different tone of...
Yeah. I don't know if his sister Annie, who lives down in Baltimore, Maryland, if she's listening in today, but... my brother Bob, every time he sees that glove, he harasses Michael and says, "Hey, Annie wants her softball glove back."
Levi Purnell digs in, watches a ball that just missed up and away. 1-0 on the way. Bounces back with a strike. Yeah, I had the opportunity to ride along with you, Bob, Charlie, and then Amy throughout the ride home from East Pennsboro. It was a fun trip.
You learned a lot. It's an educational trip, Jake.
1-2 after a foul ball. All shared a glorious dinner of Roy Rogers after the game.
Possibly the worst roast beef sandwich I've ever eaten. But that's the luxurious life of high school baseball announcers. The Turnpike Rest Stop, Roy Rogers.
Count us 1-2 to Purnell after the foul ball. The pitch. Throws him on a rope right down the middle. Strike 3. 3 up, 3 down. That is a big inning for Indiana's defense. They'll try to put up another 2 spot in the bottom of the third. We'll come back with that next on an IRMC High School Sports Afternoon. WDAD, Renda Digital TV.
It's time to change the game. Force Turf Solutions is an innovative and experienced synthetic turf company that specializes in the design, installation, and conversions of sports fields and complexes throughout the United States through a strategic partnership with Shaw Sports Turf. If you're building a new field, converting an existing field, or replacing an existing synthetic turf field, then reach out to Force Turf Solutions. Community sports complexes, high school, college, and professional fields. For more information, go to forceturfsolutions.com.
Athletic contests involve strength, determination, and perseverance. The team at Bowser-Minich Funeral Home in Indiana is proud to be the presenting sponsor of all the Lil Indians video broadcasts this year. A great game plan involves advanced planning and preparation for the unknown. Anyone can create a plan at any stage in their life. For help with your family's advanced planning, reach out to Bowser-Minich Funeral Home in Indiana and at Bowser-Minich.com. Bowser-Minich Funeral Home, celebrating each life as uniquely as...
Hello, this is attorney Patrick Dougherty. In sports, teamwork is important. That's why I'm pleased to announce the addition of attorney Amy Dougherty to my team. Whether it's criminal law, divorce, child custody, child support, wills and estates, or buying and selling a home, our team is here for you. Visit us at 737 Water Street in downtown Indiana to discuss how our team can work for you. Good luck this season from the law office of Patrick Dougherty.
Back with you for the bottom of the third. Indiana trailing Bellefonte 4-2 in the PIAA Quad A quarterfinal matchup. 4s all around. Indiana needs 2 to tie it. They got the top of the orders. 2, 3, 4 spots due up with Stephen Budash up, looking to redeem himself after going down on strikes in the first. The first pitch to him in there for a strike. They kept Caparella out there, so got to think maybe they're just prepping somebody for later on in the game.
Yeah, maybe just getting loose, getting ready.
Counts 0-1. Pitch to Budash. Misses high.
Now, see, the nice thing is here today, they'll play again Monday, so you'll have Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's 3 full days, so any of these pitchers can throw 105 and still come back on Monday.
1-1 to Budash. Takes high for a ball, 2-1. He's ahead. It's good for the teams, too, because then you might have an off day on Friday, which is like a premier off day for anybody. Then you have Saturday and Sunday to practice, if you will. 2-1. Budash watches outside, 3-1.
Now it's a hitter's count, and hopefully they got to come right to him, and Stevens got above average power.
3-1. Budash doesn't have the green light. Good choice. He watches ball 4 outside. He'll take first. First leadoff base runner, that is, for Indiana, and we're going to see
Tim Birch.
Tim Birch come into courtesy run as Gavin Homer digs into the plate. Again, tonight's game coming at you on WDAD, WDAD-radio.com on the radio side and on Renda Digital TV. So glad to have you along. Pat Dougherty, Jake Slebodnick here joining you from our S&T Bank broadcast booth. And we want to thank our friends at the Bowser-Minich Funeral Home in Indiana for being the presenting sponsor and allowing the Renda Digital TV stream for today. Leadoff runner aboard. First pitch to Gavin Homer is struck deep to center field. Back go the outfielders to the track, to the wall, and it's going to bounce to the wall. Budash will score easily. Birch in his place. Homer round second, heads for third, and that's an RBI triple for Gavin Homer.
Boy, what a nice piece of hitting. First pitch fastball, and that's not surprising because Caparella struggled with Budash, so you figured he's going to come fastball to try to get ahead, and boy, Gavin just ripped that into the left center field gap, and it rolled all the way to the wall. Really good piece of hitting. Indiana's in business now with the tying run on third base. Ben Ryan's up. Now, here's the situation. Ben's going to, as we talked about his last at-bat, he's trying to hit the ball out of the park every time. He doesn't need to do that here. He needs to put the ball in play. He cannot strike out in this situation.
Yeah.
Fly ball is going to score Homer easily. Homer has good speed.
Don't need heroics. We need good baseball IQ. Runner on third. That's a tying run. First pitch to Ryan. Line to right center field. That's going to split the gap for extra bases. And it's going to two-hop the wall. Homer will score easily. We're tied. Ryan around second. The throw is cut off. No throw to third. And he'll trade places with Homer. We have a brand new ball game thanks to Ben Ryan.
I'll tell you that again. Smart piece of hitting. He's looking fastball first pitch. Now there's a little bit of pressure on Bellefonte. Indiana's come back, and Garrison Dougherty stepping to the plate. Same thing. Get the ball in the air. It's a sac fly situation. A single scores a run easily.
Gee, you would think after that first inning, Indiana lost their footing, but now here they are. Tie ball game. Dougherty airs that to the right side of the field, but that'll go foul. And Dougherty actually singled and later scored back in inning number 2, so he's already 1 for 1 today. And we jump back to that first inning. 3 errors combined between that in the second inning. Bellefonte takes an early 4-0 lead. You think, okay, don't know what to think about Indiana, but, man, they've stormed back. Next offering, bounces in the dirt, easy take for Dougherty. And I think one of the biggest things that we're missing right here, key relief from Ryan Okapal.
Absolutely. The first inning was rocky, but, again, all 4 of their runs were scored with 2 outs. Indiana could have gotten out of the innings.
And with Indiana, they have no outs so far. The next pitch, Dougherty grounds out to the left side, through for a base hit. Indians take their first lead of the game thanks to Garrison Dougherty, who's 2 for 2.
Yeah, that was a really nice piece of hitting. It got it into left field, and now Indiana has the lead 5-4.
I don't know about you, but we are pretty high up on a mountain, but I think I can hear the faint sound of Cherokee raining from Indiana.
Well, I hope so. I don't know if it's good luck, but my cousin Barb just walked into the stadium, so we'll take that as good luck. If she could have got here in the first, then maybe we would have pitched a little bit better.
I said I'd bring luck.
And she says her stop over here.
Yeah, gave me a big kiss on the cheek. So they drove in from Westchester today. They were coming in for the weekend anyway and stopped in Crescent on their way. But anyway, selfishly now, Garrison's going to be thrilled. He's off the hook. So, he would have been saddled with the loss if Indiana didn't come back. But now Indiana's got her lead here, putting up 3. And that's the thing with the Indiana offense. they're not going to just. 4 runs wasn't going to win this game, in my opinion.
No.
5 runs for Indiana's not going to win this game. Both these teams hit the baseball. Now they got to keep it going. There are no outs.
No outs. Runner on first. That's Dougherty for Nick Love after the mound visit. First pitch, wave and a miss at one. That tailed on him. That died off as soon as it approached the plate.
But Indiana's got to keep this going now. And again, flip that lineup.
Count is 0-1 after the swinging strike to Nick Love. Caparella looks toward first. The next offering in there for a strike, catches the outer corner, 0-2. So whatever was said between Cormanic and Caparella, it's working so far. Bounces back with 2 straight strikes and the offering to Love. Takes inside, catches the inner corner. He goes down looking, backwards K after the mound visit.
Yeah, that's not what you wanted there, but a good job by Caparella to settle down. Shank's coming up now, and he had an RBI single last inning. So let's see what Ethan can do here.
Indiana's hitters finding the gap pretty well, both in left and right center field, so let's see if Shank can continue that trend. 1 out, runner on first. Shank offers at one that dies at the plate. And it is a swinging strike. Four straight strikes offered by Caparella. Here's the pitch. Shank offers to bunt, fouls it up and behind home plate for a strike.
Yeah, and that's, now you put yourself in an 0-2 hole. If you're going to be given that bunt, as we talked about before, it's the coach's worst nightmare when they don't get that bunt down. It can be such an effective play when it's executed.
Counts 0-2 to Shank. Caparella fires home. Misses high, his first ball since Garrison Dougherty a couple batters ago. Caparella will take a second. Indians have plated 3 runs this inning. They have a 5-4 lead. Next offering, Shank grounds it weakly to the left side, backhanded by the third baseman. He's a long throw to first. He makes it in plenty of time. It allows Dougherty to move over to second. Now with 2 outs in the inning, here comes Michael Tortorella.
Yeah, that was really a nice play. Josh Brown's made a couple nice plays over there at third base today for Bellefonte. But now, Indiana, you have a guy in scoring position. Any ball into the outfield is going to score him because he's going to move on contact. So if Michael can get this down and get it into a gap, that'd be great.
2 outs, runner on second. First pitch to Tortorella, bounces in the dirt.
Good block by the catcher, Cormanic.
Tortorella quickly waves his hand up at second base to hold Garrison Dougherty there. Counts 1-1. Caparella, the lefty, back from the stretch. The offering. Fouled off. 1-1 the count.
Yeah, you really need Michael Tortorella to deliver a single here.
Our executive producer for Renda Digital TV today and cameraman, John Smathers. He's been here since roughly around 12:30 this afternoon, hooking things up. 1-1. This is low. Ball 2. He now ahead 2-1 of Caparella. And great turnout by the Indiana faithful. We've seen a couple familiar faces around here. Doug Steve of Crimson Wealth Management right behind us. Saw Robert Heinrich, acting superintendent for the Indiana School District here. Next one to Tortorella. Flown out to right at the right fielder. He camps under it and puts it away for the final out of the inning. But Indiana, they put a 3-spot across on the board, and now they lead at 5-4 as we head into the 4th inning. Presented by Indiana Total Therapy, world-class rehabilitation care here at home with 3 locations. Shelley Drive in Indiana at the Human Motion Institute on the main campus of IRMC, and in Blairsville at IRMC at Chestnut Ridge. Learn more at indianatotaltherapy.com. 5-4 Indians, WDAD and Renda Digital TV.
Jeff and Regina Giese of Educational Consulting Services would like to wish Indiana the best of luck in today's game. Your hard work and dedication in the classroom and on the diamond have made the community proud. ECS specializes in secondary building and central office administration, career transition consulting, workforce development programming, special education compliance, and Chapter 339 regulations and compliance. If your work team needs direction in any of these areas, you can trust Jeff and Regina Giese of Educational Consulting Services. There are some maintenance items in life that just take up too much time, and if not done properly, can just cause more stress and issues around your property. If you're struggling in keeping up with lawn care, yard maintenance, and pressure washing, then the answer is Precision Property Care. The team of Austin Homer and Tim Pantal ask you to call or text today if you're looking for trustworthy, hardworking, and professional individuals to help make your property look the best it can. Call or text today, 724-388-1142. 724-388-1142.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your local Erie agent is William G. Meckling Insurance Agency. Get a quote at 724-465-4261 or visit mecklinginsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
5-4 Indiana leads if they go to work in the top of the fourth. They will face the 8-9-1 spots due up for the Bellefonte Raiders. It's a 2-1 count now as or 1-2.
It's a 1-2 now.
1-2 to Jacob Corman, who swings and misses at one that tailed up. Okapal ahead of him, looking to retire the first batter of the inning. Last time up, Corman grounded out to third on a beautiful play by Ben Bryant. The pitch. This is low.
Jacob Corman's dad is Jake Corman, who was in the state senate, ran for governor. He coached their Little League team. In fact, Indiana played Bellefonte when Steven and Garrison and those guys were in the Little League region.
2-2, almost there. Budash thought he had him, but it's a ball 3-2. That one just missed the zone. Counts full 3-2, pitch by Okapal. Misses low, ball 4. Leadoff base runner on. The free pass is Corman.
And again, you know, you're in the bottom of the order, so you don't, as we've talked about, you don't want guys on base for the top of this order. So hopefully Indiana can roll a pair here.
Third baseman Josh Brown up, made a couple of slick plays on defense. Now looking to score the tying run from first. First pitch to him, misses just high. Brown last time out, flew out to right field. Garrison Dougherty went full extension to rob him of a hit. Next offering. Died at the plate, misses. 2-0 now as we see the Goose head out to the bullpen.
Steve Budash will make a visit to try to settle things down. Andrew McGee's going to go down as well and start getting loose.
Well, while they talk, we are in the fourth inning. It's presented by Indiana Total Therapy, world-class rehabilitation care here at home. 3 locations, Shelley Drive in Indiana, at the Human Motion Institute on the main campus of IRMC in Blairsville, and in Blairsville at IRMC at Chestnut Ridge. You can learn more at indianatotaltherapy.com. Here's the 2-0. Bounces back with a strike, so whatever Budash said worked. 2-1. Brown this season, .339 hitter coming in today. Next one popped right up. Hey, that's coming for me. And it tails right behind us. And Doug Steve didn't dive for that.
Doug Steve made no effort whatsoever to make a play. Non-athletic.
Wow.
Non-athletic.
2-2. The pitch. Brown takes inside. 3-2. I'm giving Doug Steve a hard time back.
Well, you know, he's our sideline guy for the high school football games. So.
Yep. 3-2 on the way. Line foul to the right side. Just clears the Indiana bullpen. Yeah, soon it'll be time for football season.
Yeah, as long as they keep playing, that's fine.
Counts 3-2. Runner on first is Corman. The next pitch is lined into center field, a base hit. Fielded on 2 hops is Caden Homer. He'll quickly get that back in, and there's 2 early base runners with the top of the lineup due up, and this is not the place you want to send it. The best hitting hitter, one of the best hitters in Pennsylvania, Trevor Johnson.
Yeah, no, that's, you know, as we've talked about, you get a lead, and then you want to put up zeros.
Yep.
So can they work around this trouble now?
Well, they're going to put a little bit more speed on. In place of Jacob Corman at second is number 14. Have my roster here. Reese McCluskey.
And that'll be a pinch run situation. They'll probably re-enter Corman, I should say, but to get a little more speed on the bases with that being the tying run. And then you have Brown with the go-ahead run.
Tying run at second. The go-ahead run at first for Okapal, who will work from the stretch. No outs, facing Trevor Johnson, who is 0 for 2. Reached on an error and scored back in inning number 2, and flew out to Trevor Smith in shallow right back in inning number 1. First pitch coming from Okapal, and he'll make a move towards second, keep him honest. First pitch. Just misses, low and away. Infield fly isn't acted here, so Okapal would love nothing more than to induce a high fly in the infield. 1-0. Liner right back at him. He ducks for cover, doesn't hit him, heads into center field. A hit, 1 run will score. We're tied at 5.
Wow. That was a shot right back up the middle.
Yeah.
Ryan was very fortunate to get out of the way of that one.
Yeah, that had some muscle behind it. RBI single for Trevor Johnson. We're tied at 5 here in the fourth inning.
Now Indiana's got to try to limit the damage. They got to get an out somewhere.
And here comes Peyton Vankis. Walked both times he's appeared at the plate today, so in the stat book he's 0 for 0. And Okapal will motion towards second, no throw. Offering in there for a strike to Vankis. Oh. I'm having trouble keeping my stat book. Every time there's a strike, I mark it a ball. Every time a ball, I mark it a strike. Sometimes I miss pitches. Thank goodness I'm not the official statistician. 0-1. This is inside.
Indiana needs a ground ball here. Getting out somewhere.
It'd be nice if Okapal ground ball to short. Homer to second for 1. Smith doesn't offer to first, so that'll be a fielder's choice. And that'll put runners at the corners with only 1 out.
Yeah, you would have liked to try to see if you could turn 2, but it just wasn't going to happen. Vankis got down the line pretty well.
So now the go-ahead run, that's Josh Brown. He's at third base with Vankis at first, reaching on the fielder's choice, and in steps Alex Ebeling.
Now first and third, we'll see what Indiana does if they put Vankis in motion.
First pitch by Okapal. Misses outside.
We saw last time Indiana threw it down to second. With 1 out, I don't know if they're going to do that in a tie game.
Great time to act like you're throwing down, cut off by Homer halfway between the mound and second base, and try to get that runner at third in a pickle. Third to first motion, nothing doing. Counts 1-0 the pitch. In there for a strike to Ebeling. Bellefonte might be using the delayed steal here, just more than likely there's not going to be a threat on the second, so.
Right. You'd love a double play ball here. Comebacker to the pitcher. Any of those things pop up to the infield.
Would not be an infield fly, but it would definitely keep the runners at bay. Pickoff move to first, nothing doing. Counts 1-1. 5-5 game in the fourth inning, presented by Indiana Total Therapy. Pitch. Skied in foul territory to the left. Ben Ryan on his horse. Cap comes off, but he's not going to catch up to it. It's a foul ball. Good position, though. 1-2 for Okapal against a 3-hole hitter, Alex Ebeling.
Yeah, I mean, a strikeout here would be huge for Ryan.
Well, since he's come in relief, he's garnered 2 strikeouts, both of them looking. So we'll see if he can get one here. 1-2 to Ebeling. Okapal winds and deals. Another lazy fly ball to the left side. Ryan again hustles after it, but he won't catch up to it. Admire the hustle by Ben, even though more than likely catch probability of that is less than 0.1%.
Yeah, and then the question becomes, okay, if I'm on third, if I'm Josh Brown, do I tag on that because his momentum's taking him to the outfield?
Right.
That's a tough call. I don't know if Brown runs well enough for that.
Counts 1-2, and the pitch. Grounded. Right to short, Homer. Go across the bag for 1 on the first. Double play, they kill the inning.
Got the inning. Good
they limit the damage. Well, Bellefonte scrapes a run across. We're tied at 5, heading into the bottom of the fourth on an IRMC High School Sports Day, WDAD and Renda Digital TV.
Thomas R. Harley Architects and the team at Upstreet
90.
Architects are very proud to be sponsors of today's state playoff matchup. Best of luck to all the student athletes competing. Thomas R. Harley and Upstreet Architects are full-service firms providing architectural, planning, landscape architecture, interior design, and project management services from 2 studio locations, one in downtown Indiana and another in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. You can find them online at upstreetarchitects.com and trharchitects.com. Play hard, play fair, give it your all.
Looking for one of the coolest new products in the market, or maybe looking for another means of transportation? Psst, it will cure your pain at the pump. SeaWorld Satellites is now offering the Go Express e-bike, made for the urban commuter and weekend adventure, combining city cruising and all-terrain riding, from pavement to hills, street to sand. Take your Go Express bike to your next meeting or exploration. The e-bike can run up to 18 miles in electric mode. To look at or take a test ride, come to SeaWorld Satellites on Wayne Avenue in Indiana.
Penn Mechanical Group would like to wish the Indiana baseball team the best of luck in today's game. Penn Mechanical Group is a full-service contractor for the natural gas and oil field industry, and they're looking for talented, hardworking individuals for their team. If you're an equipment operator, rig hand, wireline operator, CDL Class A and B, triaxle drivers, they want to talk to you. PMG has local positions that need to be filled right now. Home base is right here in Indiana. Apply online at pennmechanicalgroup.com. Go Indians!
Brand new ball game as we play the bottom of the 4th, presented by Indiana Total Therapy. Caden Homer will lead things off for Indiana. First pitch by Caparella, who's in for another inning of work. Myers outside for a ball.
Yeah, Caden Homer had an RBI single last inning.
See what he does here in his second at-bat. Here's the 1-0. Seemed to hit it off the end of the bat. Corkscrews it to first. And first baseman Corman, who re-enters the game, will take it himself for the first out of the inning. Well, Pat, you go back to that top of the 4th. It looked like Bellefonte might have ran away with it or was going to run away with it again, but a nice little 6-3 double play started by Gavin Homer. That holds things at bay for now.
Yeah, it really did, and that's what Indiana needed. You don't want to have crooked numbers at this point in the game. You know, give up one here or there, okay. You can match that, but when they start giving up crooked numbers, that's when it gets tough.
First pitch ball to Trevor Smith as the Indians lineup flips over for the 3rd time today. First pitch, or 1-0 pitch, is missing outside for a ball, 2-0. Again, from the S&T Bank broadcast booth, we join you at Mount Aloysius College. My name is Jake Slebodnick alongside Pat Dougherty. John Smathers, our executive producer for Renda Digital TV. Smith watches a strike, and Danielle Pisarczyk is in our Mount Pleasant window and remodeling studios piloting the radio side of tonight's broadcast. We thank everybody for their help in making this game a success. 2-1 on the way. Smith takes low, 3-1, hitters count.
Boy, it'd be good to get Smith on, and then, you have the meat of your order with Budash, Homer, Ryan, Dougherty,
3-1, Smith takes outside, ball 4, walks on 5 pitches. 1 out base runner for Indiana for Stephen Budash. As you alluded to, Pat, this is the part of the order that Indiana really thrives with runners in scoring position, including Stephen Budash, who has been on a white-hot streak as of late.
And if I'm Steven, I'm looking fastball first pitch off that walk, like he's going to want to try to get ahead.
Smith at first, 1 out. Caparella motions and fires home. Looked like at first he was going to make a motion to first, and then he hitched his leg.
It really did. That was very close to possible balk.
Yeah, he hitched his leg almost like a Tyler Anderson, Major League pitcher, former Pirate. 1-0. Budash grounds it to second. On to second for 1. Relay to first. Not in time. Budash beats it out, so a fielder's choice. 2 outs now in the inning for Gavin Homer, who tripled home a run his last time up.
Shortstop, number 24, Gavin Homer.
Tim Birch will come in to courtesy run for Steven as Steven's the catcher.
Birch quickly gets his lead off first as Homer digs in.
Courtesy runner at first base is number 25, Tim Birch.
2 outs. 5-5 ball game. First pitch to Homer, grounded sharply to third, and unable to come up with a backhand is Brown. And Birch, rounding second on his way to third, dives head first safely. And now there's runners at the corners with 2 outs after the single or the E5 by Brown.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I couldn't tell from here if that was really a boot or Gavin stung that baseball.
He did, but
so let's see. I can't tell. The official score is given.
It looks like a hit.
They gave it a hit. which I can't quibble with that. I mean, he smoked it.
He did. I just always think back to Major League Lou Brown. Don't give me that Olay stuff. 2 outs, runners at the corners. First pitch to Ben Ryan, misses outside.
I got to believe Gavin Homer there. Indiana's considering putting him in motion. He runs well.
You have to. They haven't tried stealing a bag yet today. 1-0. He'll stay put. Ball's in the dirt.
Now, it's always hard with that left-handed pitcher, reading the move and making sure you get a good jump. Because with 2 outs, they may throw down here.
Go ahead, run at third. That's Birch representing Budash. 2-0 pitch on the way to Ryan. He wanted all of it, but fouls it off into the forest behind home plate.
When I was reviewing the stats last night, it's interesting because I'm looking at this and I'm like, Homer hasn't scored a lot of runs, but he's on base all the time. Budash is on base all the time, but doesn't score a lot of runs. Well, it's because they courtesy run when Gavin pitches and when Steven catches.
Count is 2-1, the pitch to Ryan. Big wave, one it tailed down, and it's now a 2-2 count. That makes me interested to see the stat line for like a guy like Birch who, may not see a lot of at-bats, might have very limited plate appearances, but he's got, say, 70 runs scored this season. That's an exaggerated number,
sure,
of course.
Exactly.
Counts 2-2 to Ryan. Runners at the corners. Caparella looks toward first, fires home. Ryan fouls that off his foot. Yeah, again, I'm seeing one thing from Ryan. He's really extending his arms on his swing. I don't know if he's trying to get a lot of muscle behind it or...
Well, at this point with 2 strikes, you got to just shorten up.
Yep.
He's strong enough. The ball will carry.
Yeah, it gets enough power. Or even on the right side. I mean, there's a big gap between first and second base. 2-2 on the way. Ryan whiffs at one that's a little high, and that'll retire the side. So Indiana threatens with a go-ahead run at third, but they strand 2. And that ends the 4th inning, presented by Indiana Total Therapy, the official rehab provider of the Indiana Little Indians. Learn more at indianatotaltherapy.com. To the 5th we go, tied at 5 on WDAD and Renda Digital TV.
Hello, this is Attorney Patrick Dougherty.
90.
In sports, teamwork is important. That's why I'm pleased to announce the addition of Attorney Amy Dougherty to my team. Whether it's criminal law, divorce, child custody, child support, wills and estates, or buying and selling a home, our team is here for you. Visit us at 737 Water Street in downtown Indiana to discuss how our team can work for you. Good luck this season from the Law Office of Patrick Dougherty.
There are some maintenance items in life that just take up too much time, and if not done properly, can just cause more stress and issues around your property. If you're struggling in keeping up with lawn care, yard maintenance, and pressure washing, then the answer is Precision Property Care. The team of Austin Homer and Tim Pantal ask you to call or text today if you're looking for trustworthy, hardworking, and professional individuals to help make your property look the best it can. Call or text today, 724-388-1142. 724-388-1142.
Athletic contests involve strength, determination, and perseverance. The team at Bowser-Minich Funeral Home in Indiana is proud to be the presenting sponsor of all the Lil Indians video broadcasts this year. A great game plan involves advanced planning and preparation for the unknown. Anyone can create a plan at any stage in their life. For help with your family's advanced planning, reach out to Bowser-Minich Funeral Home in Indiana and at Bowser-Minich.com. Bowser-Minich Funeral Home, celebrating each life as uniquely as...
Back with you for the 5th inning of action in a tied ball game, 5-5 between Indiana and Bellefonte. And first hitter of the inning, Tristan Heckman, flies out to center on 2 pitches. Ryan Okapal making quick work, yet out for another inning of relief. Now up, Braden Kermanek, and the first pitch he sees runs in and hits him.
Yeah, just curveball didn't break. Now what do we got here? The umpire's coming out to talk to switching the baseball out, and you're going to have a courtesy runner for the catcher.
And they will, and we'll see who that number is.
5.
Number 5. Who is number 5? That is Ethan Tomasacci. And in steps Dom Caparella, the pitcher, ready to face his counterpart Okapal for yet another time today. First pitch just misses the outside part for a ball, 1-0. Caparella today walked back in the first, was stranded at first base, and then flew out to left, but worked a full count back in inning number 3. 1-0 on the way. In there for a strike, delayed call, but the result's the same. It's a 1-1 count now to Caparella. 1-1. That one's lofted to right center field. Back goes Homer and Dougherty. That's going to one-hop the fence. Short hops it. Dougherty picks it up, guns it back in. One run will score easily. And for the first time in a couple innings, Bellefonte has the lead yet again.
Yeah, boy, that ball just carried. And then one hop the fence and right. That was stroked by Caparella.
Well, now the Raiders with a 6-5 lead in the top of the fifth. In steps Levi Purnell. Insurance run at second, and it seems like they're going to go with a courtesy runner.
Courtesy runner at second base is number 8, Nathan Fisher.
Nathan Fisher, the courtesy runner.
Number 3, Levi Purnell.
And Purnell digs in, first pitch to him, in there for a strike. Well, the RBI double doesn't phase Okopal. He goes right back to the zone and gets a first pitch strike. 0-1. That one stung to left center field. Moving over the outfielders, they're not going to catch up to it. That's going to three-hop the wall. One run will score easily. Purnell heads to second base, and he trades spots with Fisher, and it's now a 7-5 lead.
Yeah, that's it's all started with the hit by the pitch, and now Bellefonte's got a 2-run lead now here in the fifth, and Coach Bill Thompson's going to make his way out to the mound. Both of those balls were hit very hard into the gaps.
Almost similar to what Indiana did a couple innings ago when they got that 3 spot in the third.
Yeah, it really, they just were able to square up. And that's what happens, you get a little traffic on, then you start to try to be a little bit too fine.
And no pitching change. It'll just be a mound visit. And we see some activity down here in the bullpen.
It's like Andrew McGee's going to go down and start getting loose. I would imagine in this situation, Connor Giese will be the next man in, would be my guess.
Unless they're saving him for the later innings and they just need McGee to be a bridge. Although we are technically in the later innings. We're in the fifth, so unless maybe McGee is that bridge just to get the final 2 outs here this inning and then they go to Goose.
Yeah, they're going to have a pinch runner here for Purnell.
Pinch running at second base, number 39, Caleb Stock.
Caleb Stock in.
But here's where you'd like, Indiana needs to try to put their foot down and not get any further behind.
Yeah, 2 spot, definitely easy to come back from. Well, not easy, but manageable. Indiana's done that a couple times this game. So with 1 out, runner on second. Stock, the pinch runner, after the mound visit. Okopal will face Jacob Corman. First pitch to him, runs up and hits him. 2 hit by pitches this inning. Now plates 2 runners here on the base paths for Josh Brown.
And that's going to be it. Coach Thompson's coming out now. He's got to make a move.
Yeah, and you can't blame him here, and we'll keep it right here. It is 7-5. Bellefonte over Indiana in the PIAA Quad A quarterfinal matchup.
And it's going to be Connor Giese.
Yeah, he knew Giese was going to come in. And we already quoted Major League the movie. They're playing Wild Thing as Connor Giese comes out. But one thing about Giese is he's not that wild.
No, Giese, he will throw strikes. He will make them put the ball in play for sure. When we look at Connor's stat line, he's thrown 27 innings. He's allowed 27 hits, 15 runs, 11 earned, 18 strikeouts, and only 3 walks. ERA of 2.85. So the good news is he's going to throw strikes. He's going to fill up the strike zone. Bellefonte, they hit the ball. So Indiana's defense is going to have to play solid here, and they cannot let this thing get any further out of reach.
Giese comes in. He'll face Josh Brown, bottom of the order for Bellefonte. And good time to tell you that today's Renda Digital TV live stream is presented by the Bowser-Minich Funeral Home in Indiana. And our radio coverage of Indiana High Baseball this year presented by the Indiana Regional Medical Center and IRMC at Chestnut Ridge. From our S&T Bank broadcast booth, Jake Slebodnick here alongside Pat Dougherty, John Smathers, our Renda Digital TV executive producer today, also cameraman, Danielle Pisarczyk in our Mount Pleasant Window and Remodeling Studios, bringing the game to you audibly on WDAD and WDAD rdo.to. We thank you so much for joining us here this afternoon as Indiana looks to continue on in the state playoffs. You know, one thing about Bellefonte, and this is more of like a side note, I was trying to get their roster off Max Preps earlier today. You notice you have a name from everybody all the way down to player number 37, and they are titled Player 37. Did you know they are in their junior season?
There you go, 37.
First name player, last name 37. One out.
This would be a great spot for a nice ground ball to Gavin Homer, tailor-made double play ball.
First pitch of the game by Giese to Brown, misses. High for a ball. Okapal is on the hook for both runners out there on first and second. Giese trying to make sure that they're not charged to him. 1-0 on the way. In there for a strike to Brown. Still a very overcast day here at Mount Aloysius. We had maybe not even a dusting of rain. Maybe 1 or 2 drops, and then it subsided for now. Counts 1-1. Brown checks his swing, but can't hold up. Home plate umpire notices it instantaneously, and it's now 1-2.
So you'd settle for a strikeout here, obviously. Prefer the double play ball, but you'll take the strikeout.
1-2 on the way. And then a timeout called by the batter, Brown. Trying to throw Giese off the rhythm. Teammates call him Goose. Nickname of legendary MLB pitcher Rich Gossage. Spent some time with the Pirates and the Yankees. Next pitch just misses outside of the zone.
Well,
very close.
The way he got this nickname was from the Top Gun movie.
Okay, that makes sense. Count is 2-2. The offering. Brown watches another one. Very close.
Tremendous wingman. Tremendous wingman is what Connor Giese is, and he's done a good job all year of coming in and trying to, really help the Indiana pitching staff.
Throughout the regular season, more or less a traditional closer guy, but now working overtime as he fires ball 4. The last 3 balls thrown were very, very close. Just missing by
And
Amir.
Unfortunately, now you got bases loaded for Trevor Johnson.
Yep. And Johnson is coming off an RBI single last time up. Well, if there is a silver lining, it is this. There is a force plate anywhere. Giese can work from the windup. Some silver lining here. 1 out, and he gets him to wave at one that tailed off. Okay, so Giese starting him off with some off-speed stuff. Johnson with the open stance. Next offering. Foul to the right side. Strike 2.
Quickly ahead 0-2 now. Now you have your full arsenal. You can do whatever you want to do. You do not want to throw anything fat down the middle of the plate.
Count is 0-2. The pitch.
Man alive.
Ooh, almost.
Not sure where that missed. Not sure where it missed, but,
Coach Paul Tortorella gets up, moves back. That was very close. 1-2. Johnson fouls one off. That fouled off of Budash. Can't come up with the catch. Here's Zach Tortorella cheering on Goose on the mound. Giese once again, bases loaded. 1-2 count. 7-5. Bellefonte leads Indiana. Giese really taking his time. Johnson's calls timeout.
Little gamesmanship here now.
Counts 1-2. The pitch. Throws him on a rope on the off-speed. Strike 3. That's a big second out.
And Johnson is complaining, looking right at the home plate umpire. Boy, two outs. What a big strikeout by Connor Giese.
Peyton Vankus now up, looking to drive in more insurance runs. He's got 3 available options, one at first, second, and third. First pitch by Giese.
Just missed low.
And again, our vantage point doesn't do it much justice because we can only see really high and low. Next one to Vankus. Misses.
Let's go, buddy. Get this guy right here. Come on, dude. Nightmare.
2-0 to Venkis, who is 0 for 1. Next one lined. Diving attempt by Homer, no good. 1 run will score easily. Tortorella comes up firing. It's cut off. 2-run score, and it is 9-5. Both of those runs will be charged to Okapal.
Just out of the reach of a diving Gavin Homer at shortstop, but that's
Now batting, center fielder.
That's crushing because you get Trevor Johnson a strikeout looking to boot, and you think Venkis, okay, I just retired the best hitter in the lineup. Might be a little bit of an easier task, although nothing comes by easily. And then for him to single one out like that. 9-5 Bellefonte now. Giese will step off, having to work from the stretch. 4 spot put up in the inning. That's the most runs in an inning that Bellefonte has scored all game long. Giese looks towards second. Fires. First pitch to Alex Ebeling in there for a strike.
Well, you got to give Bellefonte credit. I mean, they really hit the ball well. I mean, top to bottom in this order. When Indiana has made mistakes with walks and hit batsmen, Bellefonte's made them pay for it.
Fouled off by Ebeling, strike 2. Yeah, and you think back, those 3 errors in the first 2 innings, might spell that your defense is struggling, but ever since then they've been almost soaring. I've been known as the personal jinx, so I'm not trying to do that. Counts 0-1, the pitch. Just miss high. Actually, it should be 1-2.
You can't let anything. Indiana cannot give up any more runs here. They have to keep this at a 4-run game and get back in the dugout and start hitting.
Counts 1-1 or 1-2. The pitch by Giese. Throws him strike 3, and that ends the rally. Bellefonte does the damage, though. They lead at 9-5 at the end of 4.5. Indiana looking to rally back. They've done it already before. Let's see if they can do it again. That's coming up next on WDAD and Renda Digital TV.
Thomas R. Harley Architects and the team at Upstreet Architects are very proud to be sponsors of today's state playoff matchup. Best of luck to all the student athletes competing. Thomas R. Harley and Upstreet Architects are full-service firms providing architectural, planning, landscape architecture, interior design, and project management services from 2 studio locations, one in downtown Indiana and another in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. You can find them online at upstreetarchitects.com and trharchitects.com. Play hard, play fair, give it your all.
Delaney & Fritz was voted Indiana County's best overall law firm and best in estate law in 2022. Their real estate closing company, Attorneys Land Abstract and Settlement, was voted Indiana County's best title company. Delaney & Fritz has been protecting the interests of Western Pennsylvanians for 45 years. If you are buying a home, in need of a will, starting a business, or opening an estate, let our experienced professionals guide your journey. DelaneyFritz.com.
At IRMC, we have all of the necessary pieces in place to perform complex operations, including highly skilled and specially trained surgeons, their support team of experts, and advanced technology like the Da Vinci robotic surgical system. As a result, patients spend less time in the hospital, recover faster, and get treated close to home. So there's no reason to puzzle over where you should get your surgical care. The answer is right here at IRMC.
To the bottom of the 5th we go. Garrison Dougherty had 1-0, or 1-0. He fouls the next one off. 1-1 now. Indians trail it 9-5. After Bellefonte rallies for 4 runs in the top of the 5th. Couple hit by pitches, a couple hits. Doubles specifically. 0-1. Grounded sharply down the third base line. Fair ball. Dougherty's going to round first. He might have 2. He'll hold up at first, though, with a leadoff single. Oh, good way to start the inning.
And that's what Indiana needs. Indiana needs to get base runners, chip away at this thing like they did earlier in the game.
Yeah, and the more they see some pitches, the more Caparella's day comes to an end, that is. He's got to be up there in the pitch count, and he's struggled throughout the middle innings. Indiana might have his number, but they got to continue to hit. So now here comes Nick Love. Dougherty at first pitch to him. This is in the dirt.
Another good block, though, by Cormanek. Really nice block to keep that ball in front.
Count is 1-0. The pitch. That one's flying lazily to right, and it'll get out of play foul.
just outside of the Indiana bullpen, down the right field line.
One pitch to Love. Takes low ball. Good block by Kormanek again.
So Nick has a hitter's count here, 2-1. You're looking to drive a baseball into a gap.
Count is 2-1, and the pitch. Foul tipped in and out of the glove of Kormanek. It's now 2-2.
Well, I don't know what Nick Love did to his knee, but he's been hobbling the last inning and a half or so. And there on that swing, he really just kind of walked around the home plate area, and you can tell he's pretty ginger.
Yeah, he's favoring that left knee a little bit. I'm not too sure. 2-2 the count. The pitch. Oh, but he bounces back with a line drive to center, and he gets a single on a hop. Dougherty will move over to second base, and Love comes crashing down at first.
Yeah, his knee is hurt. They need to get somebody to run for him. And then out comes the trainer.
That's his right knee, actually.
The athletic trainer for Indiana, who is employed by Indiana Total Therapy, who is a sponsor of our game, the official athletic training provider of the Little Indians. And we'll just see what's up with Nick's knee here, get that checked out. But that was a good piece of hitting right back up the middle.
I will say we are playing, the whole infield is turf, and we've talked about this throughout the course of the playoffs, and that is when you play on a turf field, you always risk that injury, especially with metal cleats.
Yeah, I
don't know if it was related to that, but
I don't know what happened, but
we'll see.
Don't want to speculate, but boy, he really labored to get to first base.
Hunter Martin, the pinch runner for him over at first. And in steps Ethan Schenk, the designated hitter, who's 1 for 2 with an RBI single. Squares around to bunt, gets a nice bunt down, right back to the pitcher. Throw to first, and that's a nice sacrifice there.
Okay, so now Indiana's got guys at second and third, and Michael Tortorella's up. Good sacrifice by Ethan Schenk, did his job. When you're down 4 runs, I don't know if you want to give up the out, but I understand why they did it to get those runners in scoring position. If Tortorella can come up big here, cut that lead in half.
So now Tortorella with 2 runners on. First pitch to him misses low and away. Tort today flew out to right and struck out. He's 0 for 2.
Again, with 1 out, any fly ball to the outfield should score Dougherty from third.
Counts 1-0. Caparella will work from the windup. One just misses outside. 2-0. Caparella taking his time, getting his sign, and it'll force Tortorella to call a timeout. Caparella versus Tortorella. Here's we play the bottom of the 5th. 9-5 Bellefonte leads. Indiana threatening. 2-0 the pitch. In there for a called strike.
Yeah, he went with an off-speed pitch, and Michael just took a look at it. No reason to swing it that up. 2-0.
2-1 on the way. And Tortorella fouls that off to the right side. Brings count now 2-2.
Again, it's important here. He's got to put the ball in play. Anything in play should score the run.
Here's a 2-2 to Tortorella. Wave and a miss. Strike 3, hittable pitch, just a little bit late. Now there's 2 outs for Caden Homer.
Yeah, and that's a shame because, you got second and third. You got to get these 2 runs in. So now Caden Homer, can he come up big again with 2 outs? He had an RBI earlier in the game.
Yep, 1 for 2 today. He singled home a run back in the second and grounded out to third for the first out of inning number 4. First pitch to him. Caparella works from the windup. Homer takes strike.
Yeah, it's huge if Indiana can get these 2 runs in.
Big clearing up the middle. Also on the left side, next offering. Watches outside for a ball. The pitch. Homer takes strike 2.
Now you got to shorten up, put something in play here.
And that opens his arsenal a little bit. He's ahead 1-2. Caparella looking to retire Homer and thwart the rally here in the bottom of the fifth. The pitch. Homer watches one high, easy take. Saw some activity earlier down there in the Bellefonte bullpen. Since then, it's been relatively quiet. Count is 2-2. And Homer waves and misses. Strike 3, that ends the fifth. Indiana threatens, but they still trail by 4. We head to the sixth. 9-5 Bellefonte on IRMC High School Sports Day, WDAD, and Renda Digital TV.
Jeff and Regina Giese of Educational Consulting Services would like to wish Indiana the best of luck in today's game. Your hard work and dedication in the classroom and on the diamond have made the community proud. ECS specializes in secondary building and central office administration, career transition consulting, workforce development programming, special education compliance, and Chapter 339 regulations and compliance. If your work team needs direction in any of these areas, you can trust Jeff and Regina Giese of Educational Consulting Services.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights, we switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Bill Thompson right here in Indiana can switch you over so you can start saving today. Bill and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Bill Thompson State Farm Insurance, it's easy to switch and save. Just give Bill Thompson a call. When you want the real deal like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
There are some maintenance items in life that just take up too much time, and if not done properly, can just cause more stress and issues around your property. If you're struggling in keeping up with lawn care, yard maintenance, and pressure washing, then the answer is Precision Property Care. The team of Austin Homer and Tim Pantal ask you to call or text today if you're looking for trustworthy, hardworking, and professional individuals to help make your property look the best it can. Call or text today, 724-388-1142. 724-388-1142.
Ready for the sixth, 9-5 Bellefonte. The Raiders come back to hit with Tristan Heckman watching a first pitch ball. Next one, grounds it weakly to second. Smith, off-balance throw to first, and there's the first out of the inning. Little 4-3 put out to start the frame.
It's so important to get that first out.
It is. And defensive switch for Indiana. Landon Codman checks in at first base. He comes in for Nick Love, who left last half inning with an apparent right knee injury. One out, nobody on. First pitch to Braden Kermanik. Watches the ball low. 1-0 on the way. That one misses low, 2-0. Kermanik today, hit by a pitch last time up, came around to score. Grounded out to short to lead off the third inning and doubled home 2 runs on a ground rule double his first time up. And the next one, a ball, 3-0.
That looked pretty good right there. I'm not sure, from our angle, it's hard to see.
3-0 by Giese. That one misses, ball 4, walks him on 4 straight.
Now I'm a courtesy runner, I would imagine.
Dominic Caparella.
Dominic Caparella, the pitcher, stands in, ready to hit, and it seems like Ethan Tomasacci will come in to be the courtesy runner.
Caparella drove one into the right gap. I think was it last inning that he hit that?
Yes, he did. First pitch he sees from Goose is a strike.
Be a good time for a ground ball right to Gavin Homer.
They've already turned 1 double play tonight. The 0-1. Strike 2, right back at him, way ahead 0-2. See some activity on the Bellefonte bullpen. Next offering. One's lined sharply to right, but foul. Ryan Fraley, one of the relievers. O2 on the way. Runners off for second. Next one misses low. No chance at a throw down to second.
Yeah, good pitch to run on. It was an off-speed pitch that was down in the dirt. And a good hold by Dominic Caparella.
Now with runner on second, Giese focuses his attention toward Caparella at home plate, the pitch. Misses high, and it pops off of Budash's glove. That's going to allow the runner to move over to third. Wow.
Well, that's a pass ball there.
Yeah,
you don't see many of those.
Just my thoughts exactly. Normally, Budash, he's really good at receiving pitches, but today we've seen 2 passed balls, 1 on a bounce.
And unfortunately now with 1 out, that sets up a sacrifice situation if Caparella can get this ball into the air.
2-2 count to Caparella, pitched by Giese. Fouled it off.
Your outfielder's really going to have to try to come up throwing here if a fly ball.
Two on the way. Caparella takes high and away. Thought about swinging, but good thing he holds off. So the count's 3-2. Giese will work from the windup with a runner on third. 1 out. 9-5. Bellefonte leads Indiana. Here's the pitch. Another foul ball to the right side. That's the 8th pitch of the at-bat. 9th one on the way. Caparella takes inside, ball 4.
And that's a tough one because you were ahead 0-2, and then you lose them.
Yep. And
with
now
a freebie. And again, I think that's only Giese's, 4th walk of the year. Does he have any today? I know coming in he only had 3.
He actually had 2. He walked 2 since coming in.
Okay, so that's his 2nd walk.
No, that's actually his 3rd.
Oh,
First
wow.
batter he faced, he walked. Then he got 2 strikeouts. Walked the second hitter this inning. That's Cormanic, who would be at 3rd. And then he just walked Caparella. That's his 3rd of the day. And coming into today's game, Giese
had 3 coming in.
Matched his season total.
We had a glove and spikes.
Now batting for Bellefonte, designated hitter number 3.
And in steps Levi Purnell, designated hitter. Drove home a run on a double last time up. Runners at the corners, 1 out for Purnell. He will face Giese. First matchup between both these guys. Pickoff move to first, nothing doing. Runner at 3rd, trails off. Doesn't go though. So we've seen Nick Love walking around retrieving foul balls.
No, I don't think he's retrieving foul balls. I think he's trying to visit Mother Nature.
It is lovely, isn't it?
Because I don't think he's going to be able to walk far enough down to the restroom facility, so he's going to go into the woods. That's my speculation.
When you say Mother Nature, I think he saw a nice little animal back there. 1 out. Runners on the corners. Pitch, runners off for second, and then a timeout called. Runner at first will have to go back. Here's some clamoring about how long they have to call a timeout. They can call a timeout whenever they want.
Well, it's up to the umpire's discretion.
Right.
I mean, usually once they get into their windup, it's hard to get them. But if they're in the set position, they'll generally grant that.
Pitch. Wave and a miss. 0-2 now to Purnell.
Nice pitch, Goose. Nice pitch, kid.
Would imagine that the runner Nathan Fisher at first will take off. He's in running for Caparella. Got the oven mitt on the right hand. Pitch, he's off. This one's lined into left field, a base hit. That's going to score another. RBI single for Purnell. That's his 2nd RBI of the game. Now a 10-5 Bellefonte lead.
This offense really puts a lot of stress on pitchers and on defense. You know, they have every inning. I mean, Indiana's only put up 1-0 today. And I think that was in the 3rd inning.
It was in
the 3rd.
Yep, the 3rd. Now in steps Jacob Corman to face Giese. Here's the first. In there for a strike. So 1 Giese taking his time. The pitch. Skied high on the right side. That's tailing over to our area. Moving over is Codman. And he reaches behind him for the catch. Runner's tagging to third. The throw offline. He'll make it up. A really good catch by Codman, though.
Yeah, that was a really nice catch by Codman to come over and get that for the second out of the inning.
Here comes Josh Brown, the third baseman. That'll put runners at the corners once again. And Stephen Budash will put on a first and third play.
Now batting, third baseman.
I wonder if at this point you would just try to go for the out at second base if he's off.
Yeah, I mean, at this point you're trying to get the out, so.
Another first.
And I'm sorry, Jake, with 2 outs, it would be the inning would be over. So if they're able to get him out, the inning's over.
First pitch to Brown, in the dirt for a ball.
Boy, I feel like I've said it all day, though. Trevor Johnson's on deck, just lurking.
He smells blood in the water. 10-5, his Bellefonte Raiders lead it. 1-0, pitch to Brown. Misses, nothing doing on the base paths.
Boy, you would love to be able to get. You would love to be able to get this out here, and they're gonna substitute 39. He'll come in as a pinch runner.
That's Caleb Stock.
Now I believe that's the second time they've ran for Purnell. I'm not sure, but my recollection is that's the second time they've pinch run for him. If that's the case, they cannot re-enter him.
I think he is, but here's the interesting thing. Stock actually started the game in left field, but was not in the lineup. So
he's not in the batting order. Now that will burn the DH because he was the DH. He was being DH for. So
right.
We'll have to keep an eye on that.
2-0 on the way. Next one back there with a strike. It's 2-1.
Of course, being that it is the 6th, they may think we're not going to get to that part of the lineup again anyway.
That's true. Indiana is the home team. They trail 10-5. Two on runners off for second. Called strike. The throw down. They got the runner in a pickle. They're not going to get the runner going home, so now they just try to get the runner at first and a run down. Running him back to first. With it is Giese showing the ball, and the runner's out of the baseline. They get the out. Run does score, and that brings us to the end of the half inning. We've played 5.5. It's 11-5 Bellefonte over Indiana. 6-run deficit for the Indians to come back. Let's see if they do in the bottom of the 6th on WDAD and Renda Digital TV.
Hello, this is Attorney
90.
Patrick Dougherty.
In
sports, teamwork is important. That's why I'm pleased to announce the addition of Attorney Amy Dougherty to my team. Whether it's criminal law, divorce, child custody, child support, wills and estates, or buying and selling a home, our team is here for you. Visit us at 737 Water Street in downtown Indiana to discuss how our team can work for you. Good luck this season from the Law Office of Patrick Dougherty.
Penn Mechanical Group would like to wish the Indiana baseball team the best of luck in today's game. Penn Mechanical Group is a full-service contractor for the natural gas and oil field industry, and they're looking for talented, hardworking individuals for their team. If you're an equipment operator, rig hand, wireline operator, CDL Class A and B, triaxle drivers, they want to talk to you. PMG has local positions that need to be filled right now. Home base is right here in Indiana. Apply online at pennmechanicalgroup.com. Go Indians!
Summer means driving, and lots of it. Vacations, parks, picnics, kids' activities, and more. Is your vehicle ready to meet the demands? Call Jimmy's Auto Repair. Jimmy's Auto Repair has over 25 years experience in repairs, inspections, and air conditioning service. Summer driving creates greater stress. Make sure your vehicle is ready for the challenge. Call Jimmy's Auto Repair, 1165 Wayne Avenue, under the billboards.
New pitcher to tell you about here in the bottom of the 6th, Peyton Vankis, who originally started the game at second base, will now go into pitch. And Bellefonte will bring in a new second baseman, that being Ryan Fraley. And
Caparella goes to first base.
Correct. And so that poses an interesting thing for Indiana here, as they have the top of the order due up. Trevor Smith to lead things off, followed by Steve Budash and Gavin Homer. Vankis this season, well, he's actually technically their ace. 5-0, 40 innings pitched coming into tonight. 32 hits allowed, 8 runs, all of them earned. 38 strikeouts, 12 walks allowed, a 1.40 ERA. So here comes Smith.
22, Trevor Smith.
First pitch to him. In there for a strike.
Over to our left is Indiana IUP head baseball coach Steve Klein talking to IUP head football coach Paul Tortorella.
Next one fouled off by Smith.
Really want to thank Steve Klein and the IUP baseball program. As Indiana High School's been playing a lot of their playoff games on turf, he was willing to allow them to come on to Dougherty Field over there and get some work in, so they're used to the artificial surface. So, thanks to Coach Klein and to the IUP baseball program for that.
1-2 to Smith, misses low for a ball, 2-2. The IUP, they're off for the next couple of months, so at least Dougherty Field getting some action. 2-2 on the way. Smith takes outside 3-2. He fell behind 0-2 and then worked it back full 3-2.
Yeah, it's huge if Trevor can get on base here.
Next one. Roped into left. On the center field, that is, backing up as a center fielder, and he makes the catch. Leadoff fly out here in the 6th.
And if you're Bellefonte, you're thrilled with that. You'll take outs right now. Trevor squared it up, hit it good. Just hit it right at it. Right at the center fielder.
There comes Stephen Budash. 0 for 1, couple of walks. 1 out, nobody on, first pitch. In there for a strike. Oh, 1. Budash takes low for a ball, 1-1. Next offering. Budash watches a strike right there, 1-2.
Indiana's running out of opportunities here. They're down to 5 outs to try to trim this lead.
1-2. We grounded foul weakly to the left side. Still 1-2. You mentioned IUP football coach Paul Tortorella. Netting another recruit today, Jack Goodrich, wide receiver. Originally from Pennsylvania, went to West Florida, and now he's back at IUP. 1-2 on the way. Fouled off.
Yeah, and if you're Budash here, you just gotta find any way possible to get on base.
Staying alive at 1-2. Venkis winds and deals. Another wave and a miss. And umpire signals he caught it. Down on strikes again today. 2 outs in the inning.
So that brings up Gavin Homer.
Number 24, Gavin Homer.
Homer steps in today. He is 2 for 3 with a triple and a single, RBI as well. (1-0). Homer corkscrews that foul to the right side. 1-1. Counts 1-1 to Gavin Homer. The pitch takes outside for a ball. It's ahead 2-1. And Homer ropes that into right field. On comes the right fielder, and after a couple of steps, he makes the catch for the final out of the inning. Indiana goes down quietly in the 6th. It's 11-5 going into the final inning of play on WDAD and WDADradio.com. 90, please.
It's time to change the game. Force Turf Solutions is an innovative and experienced synthetic turf company that specializes in the design, installation, and conversions of sports fields and complexes throughout the United States through a strategic partnership with Shaw Sports Turf. If you're building a new field, converting an existing field, or replacing an existing synthetic turf field, then reach out to Force Turf Solutions. Community sports complexes, high school, college, and professional fields. For more information, go to forceturfsolutions.com.
Athletic contests involve strength, determination, and perseverance. The team at Bowser-Minich Funeral Home in Indiana is proud to be the presenting sponsor of all the Lil Indians video broadcasts this year. A great game plan involves advanced planning and preparation for the unknown. Anyone can create a plan at any stage in their life. For help with your family's advanced planning, reach out to Bowser-Minich Funeral Home in Indiana and at Bowser-Minich.com. Bowser-Minich Funeral Home, celebrating each life as uniquely as Indiana's premier fitness facility, Sobek Fitness, is excited to be a sponsor of Lil Indians Athletics and this exciting matchup. Sobek Fitness is Indiana's only open-floor gym. One step inside and you will realize this is no ordinary gym. Sobek has the largest selection of equipment to choose from, including plate-loaded machines and plate select machines. Whether you are a seasoned veteran or new to a gym, Sobek has the equipment for your needs. Call Sobek Fitness to join, 724-801-8170, or check them out online at SobekFitness.com.
Here we go, final inning of play from Mount Aloysius. It's 11-5 Bellefonte. The Raiders come back up to hit, and they'll face a new arm for Indiana. It is Ben Ryan, who started the game at third base. Last time we saw him pitch, if I'm not mistaken, was at IUP in the penultimate game of the regular season.
Yeah, it was, and it wasn't a very good outing.
No.
Fortunately for Indiana that day, they had a big lead on Somerset, and it didn't hurt them. But, Ben is one of these guys that when he's on, he looks great, and he has such a live arm. The problem is, which Ben are you going to get? Are you going to get Wild Ben? But if he's in the strike zone, he is very, very hard to hit because of his live arm.
Well, we shall see. And Ethan Schenk will come into play third base in the meantime.
And really, if Indiana's going to have any chance of getting back into this ball game in the bottom of the seventh, they have to put up a 0 here.
And that's been hard to do. They only did it once today, and that was back in inning number 3, so it's been a while since they put up a goose egg on defense. And Ryan will come in to face the leadoff hitter. That's Josh Brown, who's up last inning, but after base running, a lot of run to score and an out, he'll come back up. First pitch to Brown, runs in on him. Ball 1. So the winner of today's game will go on to play the winner of Hopewell and Cathedral Prep. Next one, a ball outside. That game got underway at 2:30 this afternoon at Slippery Rock. So try to find the winner for that for you. Next one, a called strike. In the top half of the bracket, Archbishop Wood and Montoursville as a called strike. Evens count at 2-2. In Dallas and Hanover, those two winners will meet on Monday. Wave and a miss, strike 3. Ryan gets a swinging strikeout on the first batter. He sees one away here in the 7th.
Now batting, right fielder number 23.
And lineup flips over. Here is Trevor Johnson. Surprisingly, only 1 for 3 today, or 1 for 4 today so far. Flew out in the first, reached on an error. Watches a ball to start this at bat. An RBI single back in the 4th, and then struck out looking in the 5th. Next offering, Johnson.
Yeah, if you're Indiana and you look at that, you say, hey, here's what we did with Johnson. You'd be thrilled.
Yeah.
But if you look at this lineup, Jake, it's the 6, 7, 8 guys that have really tallied the scorebook.
Yeah, they have a couple RBIs really for those guys. Each of them, that is. Next
and
one
runs scored especially. They were able to get on base, flip that lineup over, and then that's when good things happen for Bellefonte.
3-1 to Johnson. This is outside and low, ball 4. 1 out walk to him. Here comes Peyton Venkis, the pitcher.
Boy, I'm not sure how many walks Indiana pitchers have allowed today, but it feels like a ton.
Well, I didn't even count them up, so your guess is as good as gold. 1 out. First pitch to Venkis, runs up and in on him.
I'm sure it's more than Coach Thompson would have wanted today.
Ryan from the stretch, glances over at first. Takes a long look at Johnson. Next offering, catches the low part of the zone. Venkis didn't like that.
Wow, that looked like it the shoe tops, so Ben may have gotten one there. With a 6-run lead. Maybe that zone's expanded a little bit.
And goes right back to it, gets another call strike. Venkis again not liking that one. Well, in the game of baseball, can't really argue balls and strikes, so if you have some thoughts on it, you got to get over them quickly. Counts 1-2. Johnson at first, the pitch.
That might have been the best pitch he saw, and they didn't call it. So.
And you hear it behind us. Yeah, that looked good. Counts 2-2, the pitch. Wave and a miss at one low, strike 3, and there's 2 outs. Ben Ryan with 2 strikeouts here in the 7th. In steps Alex Ebeling.
Now batting center fielder.
Ebeling today, he is 1 for 4. Grounded into a double play and singled back in the 2nd. Aside from that, he's got a fly out and a strikeout. First pitch to him, catches the outside corner. 0-1. By Ryan. Grounded right to second base. On the backhand is Smith. Fires to first. And gets the final out of the inning. Last bats for Indiana. They'll trail by 6. It's got to take a miracle. Improbable, never impossible. Bottom of the 7th. Here we go. 11-5 Bellefonte on WDAD and Renda Digital TV.
There are some maintenance items in life that just take up too much time, and if not done properly, can just cause more stress and issues around your property. If you're struggling in keeping up with lawn care, yard maintenance, and pressure washing, then the answer is Precision Property Care. The team of Austin Homer and Tim Pantal ask you to call or text today if you're looking for trustworthy, hardworking, and professional individuals to help make your property look the best it can. Call or text today, 724-388-1142. 724-388-1142.
Hello, this is attorney Patrick Dougherty. In sports, teamwork is important. That's why I'm pleased to announce the addition of attorney Amy Dougherty to my team. Whether it's criminal law, divorce, child custody, child support, wills and estates, or buying and selling a home, our team is here for you. Visit us at 737 Water Street in downtown Indiana to discuss how our team can work for you. Good luck this season from the law office of Patrick Dougherty.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your local Erie agent is William G. Meckling Insurance Agency. Get a quote at 724-465-4261 or visit mecklinginsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
Here we go, last chance for Indiana. They trail 11-5 in the bottom of the 7th. Ben Ryan with a 1-1 count to start off this at-bat. Thought about chasing a 1 low next, but holds off. It's 2-1.
Hey, you need base runners.
Yep.
Any way you can get on base, base runners are crucial right now.
2-1 on the way to Ryan. Watches low, ball 3. Venkis out there looking to shut the door for his 2nd inning. Hear the old saying, you need a bloop and a blast. Well, Indiana needs a couple bloops and a couple blasts. They want to come back. 3-1. Ryan takes strike 2. That was right there.
Yeah, the thing is you're not going to hit a 5-run homer with nobody on.
Nope.
So, get on base. Keep the trains rolling.
Count is full to Ryan. Struck out twice so far tonight. Also tripled homer run. Steps back in with a full 3-2 count. Here's the pitch. Ryan takes outside, ball 4. Leadoff base runner on a walk for Indiana. And Ryan, a good job on the mound last half inning, getting 2 strikeouts, allowing just 1 base runner and stranding him. And now he takes first on a walk, and here comes Garrison Dougherty. He is 3 for 3 tonight. Trio of triples, or trio of singles. Tongue-tied. Pickoff move over to first, not in time. And a timeout by Indiana.
They're going to have Andrew McGee run for Ben Ryan.
Smart move, puts a little bit more speed out there. Actually did the math last in between the innings. Indiana's only allowed 8 walks today.
Well, not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, not as bad as I expected.
Same here. First one to Dougherty misses. One and 0 on the way. That one misses outside. So 2-0.
When, now that Ben's pitching, Andrew can come in as a courtesy runner.
Mm-hmm. 2-0 pitch to Dougherty on the way. This is high. 3-0.
Yeah, I imagine Garrison's going to have the take sign here. 3-0 count. They need runners.
3-0. Right down Broadway for a strike. 3-1.
It's the old adage on the 3-0 pitch.
Yeah, you can't have the green light in this
No,
scenario.
not down 6 runs.
No. Pickoff move to first, not in time, and a little off. (11-5). Bellefonte leads Indiana. We're in the final inning of play from Mount Aloysius College. And Dougherty waves at one, couldn't catch up to it. Counts now full 3-2.
Garrison was named the Todd McGee Memorial Scholarship winner for Indiana this year. And Andrew's on first base. It'd be a good time for a hit.
3-2. Well, we'll take a walk. Yep. Ball 4, 2 straight walks. Allow 2 base runners, no outs.
But a little bit more about the Todd McGee scholarship, as people know the situation. I'm not going to go into that, but he was a teacher down at River Valley School District, and they started a scholarship fund, raised a lot of money, and were able to offer 2 scholarships to River Valley students, Cole Stuchel, and I'm drawing a blank on the female, so I apologize for that. But then they also named Indiana, gave one to Indiana because Todd's kids went to Indiana, and they gave one to the Marion Center School District as well. And they wanted it to be athletes who are going on to play in college, and so it's a tremendous accomplishment. Thank you to the River Valley Foundation for including Indiana and especially including Garrison.
First pitch to Landon Codman is a called strike. This is Codman's first at-bat of the game. He replaced Nick Love, who went out with an injury in the 5th. One, Codman fouls it.
He got 2 strikes. Now Landon has some pop in that left-handed bat. If he can get a hold of one here, that'll do some real work.
0-2 to Codman, 2 runners aboard. The pitch. Codman lines it to the opposite side. Corralled by the shortstop. Tags second for 1. The relay to first. In time, a double play.
Killer. Indiana had 2 guys on. Double play ball. Landon hustled down the line. It just was tailor-made.
Yep. From here, whenever it initially made impact, I thought that was going to split the third base shortstop gap, but it's no avail. Routine 6-4-3, 2 outs in the inning.
Third baseman number 29, Ethan Schenk.
Ethan Schenk digs in, looking to keep this one alive for Indiana. First pitch to him. Misses high. One on the way. In there for a strike, 1-1. One. This is low for a ball, 2-1. Schenk today, single, sacrificed himself, grounded out to third as well. He is 1 for 2. Next one fouls it off into the forest behind the home plate area. Indiana down to their final strike.
Yeah, and that's, Ethan needs to find a way to get on. That's all there is to it. If they want their season to continue, it's going to have to be one batter at a time, and it's a tall task.
2-2 on the way. Schenk pops that high, shallow right field, toward the line, could be trouble. 3 fielders converge. Calling off everybody as the right fielder. He catches it. And that's the game. Indiana's season comes to an end in the quarterfinal round, 11-5. Don't go anywhere. Our post-game show is next, and our post-game show presented by Indiana Total Therapy. Indiana Total Therapy, the official athletic training and rehab provider of the Indiana Little Indians. Indiana Total Therapy. Learn more at indianatotaltherapy.com. That's on the way. The final today, 11-5 on WDAD and Renda Digital TV.
It's time to change the game.
Through Harmony
Force Turf
Gas and Oil.
Solutions is an innovative and experienced synthetic turf company that specializes in the design, installation, and conversions of sports fields and complexes throughout the United States through a strategic partnership with Shaw Sports Turf. If you're building a new field, converting an existing field, or replacing an existing synthetic turf field, then reach out to Force Turf Solutions. Community sports complexes, high school, college, and professional fields. For more information, go to forceturfsolutions.com.
Athletic contests involve strength, determination, and perseverance. The team at Bowser-Minich Funeral Home in Indiana is proud to be the presenting sponsor of all the Lil Indians video broadcasts this year. A great game plan involves advanced planning and preparation for the unknown. Anyone can create a plan at any stage in their life. For help with your family's advanced planning, reach out to Bowser-Minich Funeral Home in Indiana and at Bowser-Minich.com. Bowser-Minich Funeral Home, celebrating each life as uniquely as...
There are some maintenance items in life that just take up too much time, and if not done properly, can just cause more stress and issues around your property. If you're struggling in keeping up with lawn care, yard maintenance, and pressure washing, then the answer is Precision Property Care. The team of Austin Homer and Tim Pantal ask you to call or text today if you're looking for trustworthy, hardworking, and professional individuals to help make your property look the best it can. Call or text today, 724-388-1142. 724-388-1142.
At IRMC, we have all of the necessary pieces in place to perform complex operations, including highly skilled and specially trained surgeons, their support team of experts, and advanced technology like the Da Vinci robotic surgical system. As a result, patients spend less time in the hospital, recover faster, and get treated close to home. So there's no reason to puzzle over where you should get your surgical care. The answer is right here at IRMC.
Thomas R. Harley Architects and the team at Upstreet Architects are very proud to be sponsors of today's state playoff matchup. Best of luck to all the student athletes
Welcome back to our Indiana Total Therapy post-game show. Indiana Total Therapy,
firms providing architectural, planning, landscape
the official athletic training and rehab provider of the Indiana Little Indians. Learn more at indianatotaltherapy.com. Not the way
one
Indiana
in downtown Indiana.
thought this game would turn out. 11-5 loss to the Bellefonte Raiders. Jake Slebodnick alongside Pat Dougherty, and Pat, very deflating way to bow out of the PIAA tournament.
Well, you know, Jake, you're right. I mean, Bellefonte, they were everything they were advertised. They hit the ball, made Indiana pay for the mistakes, and, you know, they're going to be a very tough out moving forward in this tournament, the Bellefonte Raiders. But, you know, for Indiana, they've never been this far. You know, for this group of 8 seniors, this is the last time they're going to put on an Indiana jersey. Yeah. And, you know, that's hard. That's hard for these kids. You know, they worked hard. They've been working. They made the playoffs every year. Tribute to Coach Thompson and his staff. You know, when he took over, Indiana baseball was struggling.
Yep.
And to make it this far, to make the state quarterfinals, win a game in the PIAA playoffs, you know, that's a tremendous accomplishment for these young men. And trust me, Indiana's not done. They will be back. They got a good group of kids coming forward. Coach Thompson, you know, I'm sure they'll take a few weeks off here. Kids will go to summer ball. But he'll get them cranked up again in August and, you know, play some fall ball and get them in the weight room, get stronger. And, you know, but you feel for these seniors. You know, they are such good friends. They really have a bond, and they've tried to lead this team. And, you know, those are the guys you feel bad for.
Yeah.
You know, these other guys, they'll get a chance again in the future. But these seniors, you know, they're going to go on their way. You got Stephen Budash, as we talked about. He's going to go to Slippery Rock and play baseball. You got Gavin Homer. He's going to go to Gardner-Webb and play baseball. Garrison Doherty's going to Salem to play baseball. So, you know, you have some talent that you're losing, but, you know, they got a lot of kids on the JV roster coming up next year, and, I look for them to reload and not rebuild.
And I think, we've mentioned it many times this season, many times in our broadcast today, and I think we should mention it one more time. You talk about everything Indiana has dealt with all season long. On top of that, the loss of Todd McGee, which could easily deflate a team because they're all, in their emotions, but instead they took every game, they took the field, wanting to win for him, almost like he was there with them.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He coached a lot of these kids in Little League, was really a positive influence. The slogan was be an influencer. Todd McGee was an influencer.
Yep.
And he had an imprint. I can't do it, man. No, I just saw my son, and sorry.
You're good.
The emotions are coming, and we try not to have emotion. But the deal is this. Todd McGee was very influential to these kids, worked with them, and meant so much to this team and this community. And what happened in Florida was just tragic.
Yes.
And our heart still goes out to his family. And they've handled everything with grace and poise and tremendous influence on this baseball program. Todd McGee will not be forgotten.
Not at all.
And so that's where we are. I mean, it's been an up and down season, a season of streaks. And, it's a shame to see it come to an end, that's for sure.
But what a season it was, and we'll go over the final numbers from this game after we take this time out on our Indiana Total Therapy postgame show. Indiana Total Therapy, the official athletic training and rehab provider of the Indiana Little Indians. Learn more at indianatotaltherapy.com. 11-5, your final score, the final numbers next on WDAD and Renda Digital TV.
Hey, can you rap? Can you do it without me?
Yes. Yep.
I got to go get the food, and I'm not.
That's fine.
I'm going to struggle anyway, and I don't want to do that anymore.
That's fine.
All right?
Yep. Take me through educational consulting services. John, through educational consulting services, please. What? Educational consulting services.
Boy, they hit the baseball, didn't they?
Delaney and Fritz was voted Indiana County's best overall law firm and best in estate law in 2022. Their real estate closing company, Attorneys Land Abstract and Settlement, was voted Indiana County's best title company. Delaney and Fritz has been protecting the interests of Western Pennsylvanians for 45 years. If you are buying a home, in need of a will, starting a business, or opening an estate, let our experienced professionals guide your journey. DelaneyFritz.com.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your local Erie agent is William G. Meckling Insurance Agency. Get a quote at 724-465-4261 or visit mecklinginsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
Indiana's premier fitness facility, Sobek Fitness, is excited to be a sponsor of Lil Indians Athletics and this exciting matchup. Sobek Fitness is Indiana's only open-floor gym. One step inside and you will realize this is no ordinary gym. Sobek has the largest selection of equipment to choose from, including plate-loaded machines and plate select machines. Whether you are a seasoned veteran or new to a gym, Sobek has the equipment for your needs. Call Sobek Fitness to join, 724-801-8170, or check them out online at sobekfitness.com.
At IRMC, we have all of the necessary pieces in place to perform complex operations, including highly skilled and specially trained surgeons, their support team of experts, and advanced technology like the Da Vinci robotic surgical system. As a result, patients spend less time in the hospital, recover faster, and get treated close to home. So there's no reason to puzzle over where you should get your surgical care. The answer is right here at IRMC.
Whether your goals include college education funding, retirement planning, generating income, or reducing taxes, at Crimson Wealth Management Group, we've got you covered. We make it easy for you to make the right decisions by offering you access to a comprehensive array of investment products and wealth management strategies under one roof. One stop for all your financial needs. Crimson Wealth Management Group is committed to helping you pursue your goals, whatever they may be. Stop in and speak with me, Doug Steve, today. You'll be glad you did. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
So what sets S&T apart from other financial institutions is that they are visionary. Now, we understand that it is partially about the numbers, but they know it's not just about the numbers. It's about the management team, it's about the strategic and business plan, it's about how the team is going to execute on that. In short, S&T gets it. Quite honestly, we couldn't have done it without S&T.
Penn Mechanical Group would like to wish the Indiana baseball team the best of luck in today's game. Penn Mechanical Group is a full-service contractor for the natural gas and oil field industry, and they're looking for talented, hard-working individuals for their team. If you're an equipment operator, rig hand, wireline operator, CDL Class A and B, tri-axle drivers, they want to talk to you. PMG has local positions that need to be filled right now. Home base is right here in Indiana. Apply online at PennMechanicalGroup.com. Go Indians!
Once again from our S&T Bank broadcast booth.
Jeff and Regina Giese of Educational Consulting Services would like to wish Indiana the best of luck in today's game. Your hard work and dedication in the classroom and on the diamond have made the community proud. ECS specializes in secondary building and central office administration, career transition consulting, workforce development programming, special education compliance, and Chapter 339 regulations and compliance. If your work team needs direction in any of these areas, you can trust Jeff and Regina Giese of Educational Consulting
After tossing
Services.
5 innings of 7 strikeout ball, allowing 9 hits, 5 earned runs. Peyton Venkis came up and did cleanup duty with 2 innings of relief. He struck out 1, allowed 0 hits, and that time. Suffering the loss, Ryan Okapal pitched 3 1/3 innings, struck out 2, allowed 6 runs, 5 of them earned. Garrison Dougherty was the opener today. He was on the hook for the loss, but that was blanked after Indiana took the lead in the 3rd inning. Connor Giese, 2 innings of shutout ball. That's a lie, actually. He gave up 2 runs. Ben Ryan then came in with a scoreless inning of relief in the 7th. Leading hitters today for Bellefonte was Levi Purnell, the designated hitter. He went 2 for 4 with a double and 2 RBIs. Braden Carmanick, the catcher, went 1 for 2 with a 2-run ground rule double. And Indiana, they were led offensively by Garrison Dougherty, who finishes his high school career with a 3 for 3 line, all of them singles. Gavin Homer went 2 for 4 with a triple and an RBI. Ben Ryan added a triple as well. Nick Love, before subbing out with an injury, was 2 for 3 on the game. Indiana bows out of the state playoffs. Bellefonte continues on. And we'll wrap things up here after we take this time out on our Indiana Total Therapy postgame show. 11-5 Indiana losers against Bellefonte. Wrap up postgame show presented by Indiana Total Therapy next on WDAD and Renda Digital TV. Through S&T.
When you're in need of auto repairs, the place to go is Posix Auto Shop. Posix Auto Shop does your normal mechanical repairs, including brakes, exhaust, engine, oil changes, and state inspections. Posix also specializes in classic and antique cars. Trust your vehicle to Andrew Posix when you're in need of repairs. Posix Auto Repair on Old Route 119 South, just outside of Homer City. 724-599-4053.
At IRMC, we have all of the necessary pieces in place to perform complex operations, including highly skilled and specially trained surgeons, their support team of experts, and advanced technology like the Da Vinci robotic surgical system. As a result, patients spend less time in the hospital, recover faster, and get treated close to home. So there's no reason to puzzle over where you should get your surgical care. The answer is right here at IRMC.
So what sets S&T apart from other financial institutions is that they are visionary. Now, we understand that it is partially about the numbers, but they know it's not just about the numbers. It's about the management team, it's about the strategic and business plan, it's about how the team is going to execute on that. In short, S&T gets it. Quite honestly, we couldn't have done it without S&T.
Well, that'll wrap things up here from Mount Aloysius on our Indiana Total Therapy postgame show. Indiana Total Therapy, official athletic training and rehab provider of the Indiana Little Indians. Learn more at indianatotaltherapy.com. 11-5 the final score. Winning pitcher tonight is, that's on the wrong page, Dominic Caparella, 5 innings. Losing pitcher Ryan Okapal. Peyton Venkis, no save, but he does earn a 2-inning hold. And this game, total time of the game today, 2 hours and 20 minutes. And now Bellefonte will await to see who they will play in Monday's semifinal matchup. We have some people we want to thank tonight. I want to thank my broadcast partner, Pat Dougherty, first and foremost. He's been my assistant to this entire stream here, and we thank him for his time and his sponsorship in making us successful with Renda Media. I want to thank John Smathers, our executive producer and cameraman on Renda Digital TV this afternoon. I want to thank Danielle Pisarczyk and our Mount Pleasant Window and Remodeling Studios for piloting the radio side of today's broadcast. And as always, we want to thank you, the listener. For all of us here, my name is Jake Slebodnick, repeating the final score. Indiana bows out against Bellefonte after the Raiders clipped them 11-5 in the state tournament. Indiana's season comes to an end at 16-10. An emotional-filled season, and an even historic one to boot. They garnered their first win in state playoff or in program history in the state playoffs in the first round. A successful season nonetheless. That'll do it for us. Next time we have some Indiana action for you will be football season, and that's only a couple months away. So until then, we hope you have a wonderful end to your work week. We hope you have a wonderful summer, and we'll see you next time here on WDAD and Renda Digital TV. All right, Daniel, I'll record you a recap.